For Ford Video Guy Studio in Salina, Kansas, it's Law McArthur Live with Tim Bart and Sarah Davis. For all the information on ordering and production, Ford news, recalls, debunking all the fake news on social media, whatever's on their mind, here's your hosts, Tim and Sarah. Welcome in, everybody.
Well, I was wearing the same shirt.
welcome, everybody, to episode 133 here with us. Hope you guys are enjoying our new intro. And
camera needs to be adjusted again.
Oh,
I'll mention something to her.
yeah. No
touchy the camera.
We our camera is off a little bit for those that listen on the podcast, but cleaning lady comes by and it always gets dust and it gets moved. So that's better. Yeah, got to make sure we're seeing Sarah there. Hope everybody's having a great week so far, and we're going to be talking Maverick here. As you can see there, we're going to be. So you can be listening to the podcast if hopefully you guys are listening to that. If you're not, come over to the live stream as well and check it out live Tuesday nights, 7 p.m. Central. And then if you're watching the live stream, you want to check it out later, you can do that too. On all your favorite podcasting platforms. And we're going to talk Maverick. We did yesterday's Maverick Monday, which we are doing a weekly Maverick video every Monday. We're up to episode 9 this week. And we talked about the 25 Maverick and some of the spy photos that are out there and some speculation on some things. We know that there's going to be a refresh this year. We've been told that. And we know that usually with those, we see a new front end. We usually see a update or refresh to the rear of the vehicle as well. Sometimes the tailgate may look a little different, or the tail lights. But also we usually get an interior refresh of some sorts. Sometimes it may just be future updates or feature updates, I should say, of some things, because it's been 3 years since it's introduced, and some of the vehicles have been updated, such as some updated screens and dashes and everything. So we kind of watch that video. We kind of speculated on that, because today we're going to compound onto yesterday's video and kind of talk about what are some things, not only with that we might see, but what are some things you want to see differently in a way of like ordering or the configuration, I should say, of the different things. Are you, trim levels, some things, and we kind of mentioned there on the XL. So we'll get into that later. At around 8:00 is what I had told a lot of people is jump in and we'll get through scheduling notes and everything and get into that. So before we do, we like to kind of chat and see how everybody's doing and what all did they do this weekend. So what did you do this weekend?
I took care of the sick baby.
You had sick kids at home, didn't you?
Will was sick Saturday, and Theo was sick. What was that, Tuesday? Tuesday all the way through Sunday.
Yeah, so sicko.
Yeah.
Sick kid. I put a winch on the Bronco. I enjoyed the weather, and got the rough country winch, 12,000-pound winch, the 1200 series. Or 12,000 series, I should say, on there, and was actually not too difficult to install. Actually putting it on there, getting it in there, and even wiring it was pretty easy to get under there. It's wired straight into the battery. But I also got the one with the lights, which was probably the more difficult of getting the light wired in the way I wanted to the auxiliary switch, because the instructions that they gave me, the relay that they show on there was not what I got, because mine had the option to go with the daytime running light or the bright light. Because of that, there's a switch. And so I had a little fun with that. Anyway, I'll have that video drop this week, hopefully, from my Ford Video Guide channel. So make sure you're subscribed to that one. But anyway, as well as this one, if you're not. Let's see what else. Oh, mail. I need to make sure. I want to make sure I get mail from somebody every week so we can highlight sticker swaps.
We just got a letter. We just got a letter.
Somebody's a mom.
Are you kidding?
Is Blue's Clues still going on?
No, I remember that from.
Okay, I was like,
Blue's Clues was my jam.
So this here came from Randy Miller. He is, and most of these are all coming from Instagram. And so go to Instagram and just hashtag sticker swap, maybe throw in Bronco, and you're going to find all kinds of people that have stickers and want to swap. And you can go to Auto Illusion as well, which is who did ours, and they're doing them for almost everybody on the Bronco community. But Ryan here,
need to send my pictures in.
Ryan's from Michigan, actually.
Yep.
So he's part of the Michigan Bronco Club, probably. I am honorary. I don't live in Michigan, but honorary. So appreciate those people for letting me join. But he is at Ryan from, actually, this is from VA. So that's Virginia, but maybe he happened to be in Michigan when he sent this out. Anyway, so here's a sticker. There you go. Yeah, it says at Ryan from VA. So you can kind of see it here. I'll highlight that. So there you go. There's his. Focus in on the name. It won't. Anyway. Oh, well. So there you go. There's his. Pretty cool. Looks like he's got a Sasquatch one package right there and 2-door. So it looks pretty cool. Got the top off there. We're going to talk about hard tops later for 4-doors just a little bit. But anyway, another sticker to put on my cooler. And if you go to Supercell, Tennessee, I'll have my cooler there. And we'll have all these stickers on there by then. Right Hopefully. Now, they're all on a pile on my desk.
Or what's going to happen is he's going to take them all with him. They're in a nice pile here. Either they'll be on before, or as he's sitting there in Tennessee, he'll just start sticking them.
There's extra. So everybody sends me usually not only one, but multiple stickers. And so there's the multiples plus patches. Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to put those.
So people have been sending like multiples and patches and such, and we just send a sticker in a long McArthur envelope. I'm like, we gotta do more. So I got nice cards and envelopes and everything, so that way they look nice.
And if you want a sticker from me, they're free. We send them to you. We don't. I mean, cost us a little bit to send.
We have Maverick too.
We have Maverick, yes. So if you want stickers, I got my Bronco, which is going to need to get updated, and then Maverick as well. So if you want either one of those or both, just let us know. Email Sarah.
Yep.
Or myself. Sarah Davis at Law McArthur. Pretty easy. With an H, just like in the Bible. Anyway, but some of my favorites, though, some of them will send extra stickers. So I don't remember who sent me this one, but I like this in here. It says, "But did you die?" So I like that. I just don't know where I want to put that. I actually was going to put it on here. I thought about putting it on my cooler. Anyway. And then this one says, "Don't follow me. You won't make it." And that's not true. If you're following me, you probably will make it because I'm not that good. So I'm not.
If you're following him, he either has a trail guide in front of him helping him, or
I'm taking it easier out. And then I like this and it says, I work hard so my Bronco can have a better life. Now that might actually go on the back of the Bronco. But there you go. Plus I have stickers on the back of the Bronco from different places that I go.
Mhm.
So doing the old Jeep thing. Don't hate Jeep. All right.
I have a bunch of Lilo and Stitch stickers on mine, along with Ford Video Guy and the Maverick meetup sticker.
Oh.
I don't have a Maverick, but
Oh, we do have a Ford Video Guy sticker too if you want the logo.
Yeah.
A couple different options. All right, we're gonna need to get into it because I said at 8 o'clock we're gonna start the other stuff, and typically I go along on that. So, but you know what? If they come in at 8, and we're still talking dealer news or recalls, then they just get extra footage there. But let's see what else we need to talk about before we get into the members. We'll talk about membership here in a second. This week's videos, let's see, last week, it was, I think, Friday, we dropped the 24 Explorer Platinum build and price guide. So what's standard and everything, which actually was a little confusing because that Platinum, there's a couple packages and it was really confusing on what configuration you need. And even for me, which I usually do really good with the order guides, and what was in the order guide was different than what build and price says and some other things. So a lot of confusion. Of course, we always know the build and price on Ford's website isn't 100% accurate. That's why they have the disclaimer on there. But anyway, we'll be doing the ST video on that this week. Hopefully it'll go live Thursday night. And then also the 24 F-150 Tremor. We need to do that video as well. Hopefully that'll go live Friday. See how things go. And then, of course, Maverick Monday. We did that yesterday, and then episode 9, and then episode 10 next Monday. So, yeah, give me ideas on Maverick Monday. So, anyway, all right. And don't forget about the channels we support. In fact, one of our members, RagnarCon, just dropped a video today.
Yes.
And so make sure you're checking out some of those people, some other members that we have. We have
All Terrain Nation.
All Terrain Nation.
Actually, in the house with us today.
Yeah, I joined their live stream last night. It was fun. That was a lot of fun. It was an impromptu.
I always forget on Mondays.
In fact, I joined in, and then I got the camera to come up, and then I noticed my shirt was on the back of the couch, and I was like, oh. Threw that across the room, and I was like, but anyway, that was fun. So it's always fun to join them. And
I need to start joining on Mondays. It's just Mondays are my day where I just chill.
Yeah, I found out that Allie and your mom have been chatting on Facebook.
I chat with Allie in the Instagram.
Yeah, I just don't get on Instagram. Okay, yeah. All right, I'm just not a Facebooker. And by the way, if you want to follow us on social media. Ford Video Guy on Instagram, on Threads mainly. Find me on Twitter as well, but mainly Threads and Instagram. Facebook, just follow me on Facebook because I really aren't at this point. I'm not really adding friends, but what's your social media tags?
I am Beauty Mama Bear.
Beauty Mama Bear on Instagram. Threads too?
Yes. Yep. Because I created mine off of Instagram.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So there you go.
Yep.
Cool. All right. And then there's other people. Allie has their own channel as well. You got to check that one out.
Mm-hmm.
Her out. She's more heavily on Instagram. So find Allie on Instagram. I think she uses the same Allie Dubois over there. And then, of course, I mentioned RagnarCon. Johnny's Car Care Reviews as well. I struggle on that one because it is Sunday evening and I'm usually busy. But
I'm prepping for the week.
Let's see what else. Yeah. Anyway. Okay. We'll get into it. Don't forget, you can become a member of the channel if you want. Shall we talk about that?
Yes.
Let me go over to this drop down. Go ahead.
If you'd like to become a member, it is right there. It's that join button beside the subscribe button. When you click on it, it's going to pop up with all of the benefits that you get as a member. If you're an iPhone user, you have to do things differently. You have to go to your web browser, go up to little a and big A, and request desktop browser. At that point, you should be able to see it.
There you go. And then
all of our member content.
It's on our main page.
Yeah.
I mean, we have this clip to show people.
It'll pop up for you.
You can go to the membership tab, but it's on the main page. In fact, even if you're not a member, you see the membership videos. You just can't watch them. You click on them and it says you got to be a member. So we do a couple videos a week. We do a lot. Well, we do a live stream on Fridays at 4, about every week. I'd say very rarely we don't do that. And then on Saturday we do a lot walk as long as it's inclement weather. And if there's not inclement weather, or if it's bad weather, then I usually do something. So
it's also more of a blogging area. So when we're on trips or at shows or something, we do a little bit more conversing with people or conversing there, sharing ideas that we have.
Yep. And
New Year's Eve footage.
You get early access to videos.
Yes.
As well. So at least 30 minutes before the video drops for everybody else, you get to watch it and be the first to comment and view the video. And also, shout outs on our live stream. Let's do that.
All right. I have 29 members in here, guys.
Whoa.
Well, there's some other comments in there, but we will start up here. So Mapsim, good evening everyone. Vote Maverick for 2025. Craig Mock is here. Hello everyone. Along with Bucko and Ghostang. Good evening everyone. Changes lower the MSRP with no physical changes. They're all dropping in their wants for 2025.
Yep. We'll get into that. We might even add we might even throw out a poll in just a little bit.
I like that. We have Marine Vet here, along with Francis Arrigo and Brandon Jones. Hi to all. Elizabeth Kittrell has made it today. She said, busy couple of days here. Maverick turned 1. Bought too many strawberries and made 24 pints of strawberry jam. I've been wanting to try making jam. Mike M. I'm here.
Eating it. I don't like about making it.
I want to get into canning and all of that, the fun homesteading stuff. I like it. Mike M. We have VTech with his lowered Maverick. He's been posting pictures.
A membership highlight. He's 5 months. I think he just popped a thing for.
Yes, he's been a member for 5 months.
Actually, we've had several in here.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to them.
Okay.
We have Ragnar Khan, who popped in as a new member. He just signed that back up, and he says, "Go Gadget green name."
Welcome to the membership, Ragnar Khan.
Or is it welcome back?
Welcome back.
We have Mike M. Hello, Tim and Sarah. Almost spring. I wish for all-wheel drive and Maverick for 25. Copilot 360 on all models. And he's been
27 months.
Yeah. Rich View, you should pop yours up.
Yeah, he's over.
We have All Terrain Nation Supercell 2024.
Yes, we'll be there. Excited about that. Gonna be fun.
I will not. He will.
You know, somebody told me not to get a winch to the Bronco because then you'll have to like pull everybody out. And I said, but that's my nature, is to help people.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
I would want a winch just because, that's my nature to, be able to stop and help anyone that needs it.
And you know what? The Warren winch is really pricey, but you guys can look at Rough Country because it's not too bad of a price.
Yeah.
Install it yourself. I did. I can do it any bigger than.
We have VTech member for 5 months. Let's see. There's All Terrain Nation. Steve P. It was great seeing Tim on the All Terrain Nation last night. Always has good info.
It's fun. It's different. It's like, to me, it's fun because it's not my show, so I don't have to plan for it. Figure out what we're going to talk about. But
hey, now you know what it's like to be me.
I love his format. The more of the interview and just talking around it. I love that format. That he does there. So.
We have Brian Foster. Hello from Southern California. Mark Shee. Hi, y'all.
He was on All Terrain Nation.
And he's actually headed to Vegas.
Oh.
Midcoast, Maine. Greetings from soggy vacation land. R. Quibido. The gang is here and the place is hopping. Mm-hmm. Steve P. Hey, from Phoenix. 76 degrees. The 2-door Bronco is topless for another week. Good evening, everyone.
It's been nice out, but the wind has been cold. So it's like it's top down, but windows up.
Yeah.
It's It's weird, but still having the air come down. It's fun.
We have Francis Arrigo. I have a feeling we'll be in Carabasset for the eclipse. Did you know the eclipse is coming up?
We're going to talk about that.
Again, I know nothing of what's going on.
I was going to actually load you up because I wanted you to be able to like prep, because I want to, anyway, you'll get it later. But.
Yeah. We have Mark Meyer, who said K-State is playing tonight.
KU is too, I think.
Yeah, but he's a K-State fan.
Yeah,
he's in Manhattan.
I know.
So he might be watching. He might be bouncing between the two.
Yeah. Well, I've had people ask about the, hey, have you? I was like, you know what? KU plays Saturday and Tuesdays. Both days I'm working. So Tuesday, like I don't really watch basketball.
Yeah. We have Anthony here. Good evening, Tim and Sarah and everyone. And Rushman. Let's see who else do we have. Richview. He's been a member for 30 months.
30 months.
Hey, folks. Sarah Davis told me to do so, and I always listen to Sarah. She hasn't steered me wrong yet. And he's one of our moderators. Wonderful moderator. If you watch the intro video, you get a little peek of him.
Yep. And that's his Maverick.
Yep.
In the showroom.
That is his Maverick.
Yeah.
We also have Niles Gridley, our other moderator. He is also our in-house aftermarket specialist. So if you have any questions regarding aftermarket or any add-ons that you could possibly add to your vehicle, drop down at Niles Gridley below, and he can certainly help you with your question. And Brandon Jones is at 11 months. Almost a year. Right before the Maverick meetup, if I can remember. Jack Evans is right there with Ridgeview at 30 months.
Yeah, they joined like a day or two apart.
Yep.
I mean, it was like Ridgeview was first.
So I think what happened was Jack Evans registered like a week or two after him. But because I think we figured out the billing, it's not set up on automatic for one of them. So Jack has been catching up.
If you expire though, and then you join up like within a 24 hours, then usually it doesn't change that time, which it didn't on them. So all right, cool. That it? And all of them.
Yep.
Big group tonight.
Oh yeah, Aurora's here too.
We got a few people in here, and hopefully more join at 8 for a discussion on this. We're looking forward to that. So anyway, all right.
Rowdy, chatty group tonight.
Okay. So moving on, we probably should get into the topic and everything going on. Do you have a good dealer moment?
I do. I just need to pull it up. Super easy. Let's see. We need my bookmarks. Is that today? Yep. Okay. Here we go. Got the slide ready? All right. So our good dealer is from Sloop JB in the Maverick Truck Club. Good experience with Planet Ford, Spring, Texas, near Houston. No tricks, no add-ons, paid MSRP and picked it up off the truck, just delivered. I had ordered a Lariat Hybrid, but my son-in-law bought an XLT FX4 with all the goodies, and I love it. So I phoned my salesman to see if he might have one in Cactus Gray. He said that my timing couldn't have been any better. They were just offloading as we talked. I said that he should consider it sold, so he put it into pre-delivery, and I did the transaction the next day. Couldn't be happier. Saved $4,000 over the Lariat I had ordered. It is presently in production. He said they won't have any trouble selling it. So he had one on order, and he liked the lower trim level that his son had, and his dealer happened to have one come available right off the truck. And they gave it to him at MSRP.
A stock one?
Don't know if it was stock.
We might talk about that later.
He's just saying that it was coming off the truck right then as they talked. So either someone backed out before it arrived.
Which is possible.
Which, I mean, he just backed out on one that's in production.
Yeah.
And it's available.
That happens. So.
But he got it at MSRP off the lot.
There you go.
So that is Planet Ford in Spring, Texas.
We got a couple Mavericks on our lot, and we actually had some people. There's a Reddit thread going up about us having a bunch of Mavericks on our website and everything. And a lot of people thought they were the vehicles that were sold vehicles that were showing up on the website that were in transit. I'm like, no, we have it set up. There is settings within our website that can set up to where none of our retails go to our website. So I know some dealers, they have theirs set up to where even if it's a customer retail order that they go to their website and say in transit, but not with us. I'm in charge of that, and there's a reason. So I make sure if there's a setting, I'm going to find it. And so any of ours that are on order, if they show in transit, those are stock orders. They're not retails on our website. So you'll see on Maverick, there aren't any in transit Mavericks coming in for us. Those are all stock ones. But anyway, somebody else also commented and said, well, they had 60 like a couple weeks ago as well. It looks like they can't sell them. Actually, that's not the case. We just fill them back up as we sell them. So and somebody had a theory, and they might be right, that some people were putting in duplicate orders where they were putting a backup order with us, and then their dealer came through, and so they took their dealer one. And in some cases, that is it, because we actually do hear sometimes. I found one at a local dealer. We hear that happening. Some say they found one, some or whatever, but sometimes it's also because the rates got too high, and they couldn't afford it anymore. That's happened too. We had one where they were in the middle of a lease. They couldn't get out. They thought it was going to take longer before it came in, that kind of thing. So anyway, so we actually had a lot of them that we have. It's a rental company that wasn't ready for those. And so they came in earlier than they thought, so they couldn't take delivery of them. So if they're still here when they're ready, which is like about a month, then they will purchase them. But so you better grab them now while you can, because they're gonna snag them up. But anyway, we have several that are XLT hybrids under 30. So but yes, those are for sale. So there we go. Are they guessing what drink I have?
Yes, I was about to.
What about you? Are they guessing your drink?
Well, I mean, I have multiple drinks here.
Right. They're still in business.
Yeah, I got a smoothie because I didn't want a heavy dinner tonight.
One time I went through there like 10 minutes before they closed, and they said, sorry, our machine is down. I'm like, well, you should leave it open until closing time. But anyway, so I haven't been there since.
I got a lemonade and water. This one's always water. This one is never not water, because I don't put non-water drinks in my tumblers like this.
So I
don't like the sticky mess.
I have Code Red, so there's actually a bottle and a half. So I just poured the bottle in here with ice.
They were trying to say
root beer.
No, they were trying to say maybe a kickstart.
Yeah, I didn't have one, so
I
tried to get a C4 from back in the back, but the machine wouldn't scan the barcode. So I'm like, okay, Mountain Dew it is.
Mountain Dew Purple Thunder.
I actually tried some of my favorite Mountain Dew is the Baja Blast. That is my favorite. Yeah. Code Red second. Okay. Anyway,
we don't know if we're going to New York at this time. Yeah, at this time we're not.
Probably not.
The only reason we went to Chicago, or he went to Chicago, was because he was offered a tour of the Explorer.
Yeah.
So unless something comes out and you're offered a tour or a special something,
we might put in for passes just in case, because that's what I did last time. I put in for passes just in case, and then that came out. So we might do that, but
yeah,
I don't know. New York is just expensive. I think that
there's also a lot of unrest up in New York right now. I think
Ultra Nation. I think he's going. I think Dave's going. But I don't know. But yeah, last time that was a pricey trip when we went. Hotels are just outrageous. I mean, we got like one of the cheaper hotels.
So unless it's like something that the dealership's going to be sending us for, we probably won't go.
Yeah, we might be. They've already trying to get me to go on a trip in April. And I'm like, well, can't be between the 17th and 21st.
What trip?
I can't say.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
I'll talk to you about it later.
Yeah, I can't say right now, but
closed door.
They're either the week after Supercell or the week after that, which is also the week before I'm going to be speaking at a conference.
So just tell them I'll go in your stead.
So it'll be like I'll be like on several trips, 3 out of 4 weeks there, and
again.
Looks like.
Again.
All right. That it? Okay, so if you
Yeah.
have any questions on scheduling, so I am going to record this next segment. I'm going to replay it for tomorrow if you want to check it out. But we're going to be covering some wholesale information or some information on next month's allocations as well, or scheduling, I should say. But we'll cover this week's first in this segment. But if you have any questions during the live stream, make sure you put tag at Sarah Davis. I actually had people that watched the video and said, "You're not responding to my questions," and I'm like, we do them as soon as we can, but it's not when it's not live. So I'll probably re-say that here when we go live too. So, Sarah, welcome to the home.
I hadn't hopped in the chat here. I wanted to right today.
All right. So instead of Law McArthur, I didn't know that you got membership.
Yeah. I've been paying for membership since I started moderating. I've been paying for membership.
All right, so let me switch this over here for this.
So then I show up as Sarah Davis and not Long McArthur.
Let me change this over real quick for this segment. There we go. All right, we ready?
Yes.
All right, so let's get into scheduling notes and information for this week. Don't forget, if you're, of course, if you're watching this live with us, from the live stream on Tuesday night, then go ahead and pop your question in there at Sarah Davis. But if you're watching the Wednesday night recording of this, the video, then go ahead and drop your questions down in the comments, and we will go ahead and respond to those as soon as we can. And don't forget to join us live on those. So, all right. And all right, so let's dive in. Before we get into that, let's go ahead and go through and talk about some terminology real quick. All right, so what we're talking about during this part of the video is that for scheduling information, and that is if you have an order submitted with your dealer, then you want to get it scheduled for production date. That's what we're talking about here in this. So the order bank is where those orders are placed. Dealers will place all their stock in retail orders into that, as well as even fleet if they have fleet customers. So now a retail order is what dealers will call a retail order. That's a customer placed order. So that's most of you out there. Now a stock order would be an order that's placed by a dealer for stock or lot inventory. So if they don't have any retail orders, but we're going to talk about allocation a little bit, then they need to fulfill those. They'll start getting stock orders in there. So I'll give an example of that in a little bit when we talk about allocations. So, and then priority code, that is a priority that's given, a dealer is giving to orders. 10 to 19 is a retail.
Sorry.
20 to 80 is stock. The lower, the better. So that's why retail orders are always looked at before a stock order. But they will look at the configuration, always trumps priority code. So if it's a configuration that Ford needs and there's not a retail order, then they could look at a stock order instead. If it's something where they cannot schedule that retail order because of the configuration that it is. Scheduling, that's when Ford schedules an order for production dates in the future months. That usually happens on Thursdays. We're talking about it today because we have the notes and information that came out last night. We're sharing that with you so you know what's going to happen on this Thursday. Production dates, that is when your order gets built. So it is going to schedule for a date in the future. Usually is scheduled to the week. As it gets closer, that'll get changed and scheduled to the day, and they'll tie it into a day. And sometimes those can move around. That is very typical. Allocations, that's Ford gives dealers allocations to schedule their orders. A dealer needs an allocation to schedule an order in the order bank, whether it be a stock or a retail order. They have to get an allocation, and a dealer earns those allocations from their sales for each model within the region. Some models, the allocation system is not straightforward. Well, we won't get into that. Constraints, that is when options that may be in short supply or take longer to build. Capacity, that's the planned production rate of a given motor, trim, or option. We'll get into talking about the capacity on this verse. Anytime that the demand is more than what the capacity is, that's where that constraint comes in, and it could take longer for your order to get scheduled because of that. Job 1, job 2, those are production runs within a model year. They will always split into two. Job 2 is starting this month for the F-150, that kind of thing. Sometimes there's a new something they want to introduce in job 2, and so they'll wait for job 2 to introduce that. They don't want to wait to the next complete model year. Balance out, that's the end of production or balancing out of a particular option or model, just like we're going to talk about with the Edge here in just a little bit. So, all right, I think that covers all those. So there we go. All right. So we'll get into this. We'll start with now we're going to, actually, this is an episode, a good episode for you guys if you're watching this, because we're going to talk about scheduling for this week, but then we're going to also talk about information that we have for scheduling for next month for May production. So stay tuned to the end of this, because we'll break this into different, use a timestamp down below. If you're done with the vehicle you're looking for, you want to move to that segment of the video, I'll look for that timestamp. But all right. Talk about 24 model year Mustang. There's currently 1,109 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank for the Mustang. The Mustang order banks are open up for the 24 model year, and they are not scheduling this week. So if you're waiting to get one scheduled, that's not happening. So no schedule this week. Moving on to 24 model year Escape. There's currently 290 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Not that many. The order banks are open up for all trim levels, including the plug-in hybrid. You can order those, and they are not scheduling this week either. So they have moved on. So they've probably fulfilled most of the dealer allocations. That's usually once they fulfilled everybody's allocations, they start moving on. Or if they can't schedule for some reason, then they won't, which is what's going on with these Mustang and Escape. 24 model year Bronco Sport. 297 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. Order banks are open up for all trim levels, except for the Heritage Limited Edition. They're not doing that in 24 model year. Not sure why I even brought it up, but there you go. Including freewheeling, which is they're really wanting people to order that freewheeling edition. So you probably could get your schedule pretty fast if you order that and a dealer has an allocation. They are scheduling this week what they call cleanup scheduling, and that means they need to clean up any open allocations for dealers. So they'll call it balance the schedule. So if a dealer has an allocation, they want to get that fulfilled, and so they'll look and start looking at stock orders to fulfill those allocations if they need to. They are scheduling for the weeks of April 1st through the weeks of April 22nd. So no scheduling for Badlands. So we knew that. We've been talking about that for the whole month. So mid-March, they'll start scheduling for May production dates for Badlands. And a lot of the 297 of those orders that are unscheduled are Badlands. More than half of them, I know that. Exhaust availability is for the 2.0 EcoBoost engine, which is your Badlands. The convenience package, which is optional on the Big Bend, and the freewheeling is also exhausted. In fact, I don't think they plan to schedule this week for the convenience package. So if you have that on your order, it probably will not get scheduled. Tech package, it's optional on the Outer Banks. I think that is about out too. So if you have one of those, hopefully you order without that package. And then the all-season tire, 225 65 R17. And then limit availability for the 17-inch carbonized gray wheel that's standard on the Big Bend. So you go Big Bend without the convenience package, that can get scheduled, as well as Outer Banks without the tech package. So that's probably configurations they're going to be looking for this week to fulfill those last allocations. 24 model year Ranger, currently 1,377 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, which the order banks are open up for all of them, including the Raptor, as long as your dealer has. One thing to know is that dealers can't just put in a bunch of Ranger Raptor orders. They can. They just won't get them scheduled until a dealer earns an allocation for that. Most dealers are getting one allocation. I think we're up to 3 we're getting. I think we'll talk about that later in the segment. I think we're going to be getting one next month. And then they are not scheduling this week. So they'll be moving on to probably next month's scheduling here real shortly. No real constraints on about any of the trim levels. You should be good to go there. All right, moving on to 24 model year Bronco. There's currently only 3,023 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. So they are pretty clean here. The order banks are open up for about all trim levels, exception of the Heritage and Heritage Limited. Those are not available to order. All other, including Everglades, is available, and Raptors, as long as your dealer has a Raptor allocation. They are doing cleanup scheduling this week. Again, that means if a dealer has an allocation not fulfilled, they want to try to fulfill that the best they can. So they'll probably try to work with the dealer to make some changes. They are scheduling for the week of 4/22, and they're scheduling Heritage Limiteds for the weeks of 5/6 through 5/27, which is weird. That's May's production, which normally be handled next week. So don't know. More than likely, Heritage Limiteds are going to get pushed into that. So, all right, best availability for this week, it says. And this is helpful for dealers that, especially if they don't have any retails and they have stock, is, hey, let me get that stock one so I can fulfill that last 1 or 2 allocations they have. So here's the best availability for dealers. It says 2.3 liter soft top on the Big Ben, Outer Banks, Heritage Limited, and Black Diamond, less the Sasquatch. So without Sasquatch. So we know those are the more constraints. So they're looking for soft top orders, 2.3 liter and Big Ben, Outer Banks, and Black Diamond. And I will tell you this, of all of our Broncos that we've had in stock that have sold the fastest, it's been the Big Ben. And I think we have sold our Black Diamond as well. The ones that we have in stock are Wild Tracks. So for dealers, put those Big Bens out there because that's the less expensive one. People want to get into a Bronco. They don't plan to go off-road. And even if you do, you can do it in a Big Ben. There you go. Limit availability for the 4-door Heritage Limited. Limit availability for the hardtop that's for this week, and the optional Sasquatch package. So there you go. And the mix for the Heritage Limited is 95% 2-door and 5% 4-door. So evidently they're wanting to have a bunch of 2-doors out there for those. All right. Next is the 24 model year Maverick. There's currently 14,813 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for all trim levels, even the XL, which we'll talk about whether or not you should do that. They are doing cleanup scheduling this week. Again, dealer has to have an allocation. Try to fulfill that, and this kind of the scope is to help fulfill those allocations if a dealer has one, and it needs to be fulfilled. It does say, please note the XL availability is 21%. Normally it's 23%. We're going to talk about next month where it's actually going to go up for XL, but it's 21% this week. And best availability for a dealer that has an allocation they need to fulfill and they don't have a retail order is XLT or Lariat orders with the 2.0 EcoBoost engine and the Tremor off-road package. So they need some Tremor off-road package orders there. Exhaust availability is the hybrid, the black appearance package, the spray and bed liner. We might talk about that later. The drop-in bed liner. Really? And the hard trifold tonneau cover. And then also the tire that's available on the XL and XLT. One of the reasons they say to go to like one of the packages that has a different tire is because this tire is kind of constrained right now. So the standard tire that comes on the XLT, even the XL, is that tire is constrained right now. It's difficult. So if you have one that has like an FX4 off-road package or the Tremor, ones that takes that other all-terrain tire, that actually would help yours get scheduled. Limit availability for the XL. We mentioned that, and splash guards as well, which I say don't put those on there. Let the dealers do what they do best and let them sell the aftermarket stuff forward. All right. Anyway, moving on. 24 model year Explorer. There's currently 285 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the 25 model year, closed for 24. Explorer is not scheduled this week, and unless they're going to be scheduling for April's allocations next week, 24 Explorer could be done. So we were ready to move on because next month they're going to start scheduling for 25. We'll get into that in just a little bit. Next up is the 24 model year Expedition. Currently is 486 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for the Expedition. And currently of those 486, 38% of them are orders that have the Platinum with the standard wheel. But the capacity is 30%. So they are encouraging in here, Platinum will require the optional 22-inch wheel, the optional wheel. So if you're wanting to get scheduled, if you have a Platinum, switch to that other wheel, the optional wheel. And then 11% of the orders in the order bank are limited with mahogany trim, which capacity is 7%. So that is also a note in here. Mahogany interior for the limited version is exhausted as well. And then they also mentioned they are cleanup scheduling for the expedition this week for the week of April 22nd. Again, cleanup scheduling means for dealers that have an allocation that's not fulfilled. And then also the 20-inch sparkle silver aluminum wheel that's optional on XLT is exhausted. And the standard wheel on the limited 301A, the 20-inch bright machined aluminum with the dark carbonized gray painted pockets is also exhausted availability. And then we talked about the mahogany interior. So, all right. Next is a 24 model year Mach-E. Notice even they don't put Mustang in the title there. Just noticed that for some reason. All right. There's currently 44 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank, including mine. The order banks are open up for all versions, including the Select, the Premium, as well as the GT. And they are not scheduling this week. So, and we got some notes on scheduling for next month here. We're going to talk about, looking forward to getting into that segment. So, all right. Give me a second. Super Duty's next, and it takes a little while. 24 model year Super Duty, 20,065 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. The order banks are open up for all trim levels and packages. They are scheduled this week for the production week at Kentucky for March 25th through April 22nd, and for Ohio, the week of April 22nd. Ohio usually is chassis cabs, I believe, in those configurations. Kentucky's usually especially your premium trim levels are made in Kentucky. All right. So here's some other things. Ford is really asking for dealers to do this, to take 6.8 liter orders for the XL, for the 250 and 350 XL. So they are needing XLs with a 6.8 liter engine. We actually did some sales training this week where we talked about how well equipped you can get one and the power that the 6.8 liter gives you. It's almost just like they take the 7.3 and it's just a little bit less power. It is very powerful. I think tow's still up to 14,000 pounds. Very good engine. And XL, you can add an STX appearance package and it looks pretty nice. And it's like XLT equipment. So if you're looking to get one, you need a gas motor, you might think about doing that. They are looking for those, but they do need them without the heavy duty alternator and without the gooseneck prep package. And then also, they're really they need to keep that plant going that makes the XL. And to do that, they need those 6.8 liter orders. Let's see what else. Says we encourage the use of the tough bed spray and liner at a rate of 28 to 32%. So I don't know if that means they're over capacity or under, and they need more of those optional spray and bed liners. But dealers like us that do our own spray and liners, we're not going to recommend that to our customers necessarily unless they like the logo on the back of the bed there. So, all right. And let's see, limit availability for the F600, also for the 18-inch sparkle silver painted aluminum wheel that's on the XLT F350 single rear wheel. Also the pickup box and delete with a 6.8 liter gas engine that's optional on the XLT for the F250 pickups, which that came back for this model year, with the long wheelbase. That's also limited. The 205-inch wheelbase, that's available on XL, XLT, 450, 550, 600 chassis cabs. The 4x4, I need that light. Can you go turn it on?
Yeah.
We'll go on while we get our light back on. 4x4 Dana axle. That's available on F450, 550, and 600. The 18-inch argent painted steel with the painted hub and cover that's standard on the F350 single rear wheel regular cab. It's optional on F350 XL. The 17-inch argent painted steel wheel that's standard on the XL F250 and F350. The onboard scales and smart hitch, which is optional on the XL, XLT, and Lariat pickups. That is also constrained. And the max recline seats. That's the 10-way power driver and 8-way power passenger seat and 4-way head restraint configuration with where it can recline back. That's standard on limited, optional on Lariat, King Ranch, and Platinum's also limited availability. And then the camera harness with the rear view camera on those chassis cabs as well. So there you go. That's the setup on that. So there you go. And then moving on to 24 model year F-150. There's currently 8,036 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They haven't scheduled for the last couple of weeks. They're trying to move to job 2. Order banks are open up, including job 2 ordering. So that'd be the trimmer and the Pro Access tailgate, which hopefully if you're watching the live stream, we're going to talk about the Pro Access tailgate. If you're not, you might check back and go back and watch our live stream. We're going to talk about that Pro Access tailgate availability. But they are scheduled for the week of, or are they scheduled this week? This will be the first week for job 2 scheduling. So they're scheduling for the weeks of 4/1 through 4/8. And then, so there you go. It says all Lariats equipped with the bed utility package and also the King Ranch Platinum and Tremor 402As will need to have the Pro Access tailgate removal. We're going to talk about this during the dealer news update, but here it is. This is it. So they are actually, because they are struggling to do job 2, you need to remove that from your orders to get scheduled. So they are not ready for the Pro Access tailgate production. They're not ready to start producing that yet. So if you want your schedule this week, you have to put that removal on your bed utility package on those to get it scheduled. If you still want that Pro Access tailgate, leave it on there. It won't get scheduled this week, but it'll prolong it so you can still get it later down the road. It says starting Friday, March 1st, Ford will amend all stock orders, equip the Pro Access tailgate to include the Pro Access tailgate removal. Anyway, and then retail orders will not be amended by Ford. So if you have that on there, if you don't have the removal, then they'll leave it the way it is because I know you probably want it that way. So there you go. So moving on to 24 model year Transit. There's currently 6,330 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. They are scheduled. You can order a Transit right now. Order banks are open up. They are doing cleanup scheduling. Again, dealers that have an available allocation they want to fulfill. They are scheduling for the week of April 22nd. Limit availability for the 3.5 liter PFDI V6. That's engine 998 option. The medium roof cargo van. The all-wheel drive, which is funny because they said they wanted Transit Trail orders and now they're getting them and they got too many. And then the digital rear view mirror, that's option 90C. The heavy duty front axle, which is 41E, and option 58U, which is the AM/FM stereo with the 4-inch multi-function display. So there you go. That is all of this week's scheduling. So special bonus coverage here. We're going to talk about production for May for most models. What's happening, what's scheduling. So we're going to run through and give you notes on that, on what's scheduling this month, what is not scheduling for the month of May. And I believe that might start scheduling next week, but it could possibly be the week after. So we'll know for sure next week when we start seeing that. So I know that dealers had today was the last day that they had to fulfill and put in for their allocations if they want any supplements and approve their allocations. Today was that deadline, which usually means that next week is when they start scheduling. So it should happen next week. So again, this is for May production month. 24 model year Mustang, they're going to be scheduled for 5 weeks of production for the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. And it says Night Pony package is still a retail only option. So stock orders are not going to be available for that. There you go. It's the only note we have for Mustang. 24 model year Mach-E. They are going to be scheduling for May production dates, 4 weeks, the weeks of May 6th through May 27th. And it does say in here, it says GT Rally, and Bronze package available for scheduling. GT Rally was supposed to be in late availability. To me, this isn't that late. So it is going to be, they're saying they're going to be scheduling those this month, which I'm kind of excited. So yeah, pretty cool. And it also does say in here, select standard range all-wheel drive, 0% production on that. So they will not be scheduling for select standard range all-wheel drive. If that's your option, you might go to either extended range or go to the rear-wheel drive option there for you. 24 model year Escape. They are going to be scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. There's no constraints or commodities controls there for that or the plug-in. Plug-in's going to be scheduled for the same length of time and same dates. 24 model year Bronco. They are going to be, and by the way, we're doing the specialty stuff after the regular stuff. So 24 model year Bronco, they are going to be scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the week of May 29th through April 29th through May 27th. Molded in hardtop, 80% capacity. So they've upped that. At one time, I remember we're 67%. Now it's 80%. 2.7 liter engine is 45%, which is pretty high. Sasquatch is 30%. So really, go ahead and place your orders wherever you want. There's only 3,000 unscheduled retail orders in the order bank. You should be good in about any configuration that you want and be good to go. 24 model year Bronco Sport. They're scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. Capacity levels here, Big Ben, 41%. Big Ben Black Appearance Package, 0%. They will not be scheduled for the Black Appearance Package for May production. Outer Banks, 33%. It's saying Badlands, 0%, which they had said mid-March is when they're going to start scheduling for that, but it is saying here Badlands is 0%. So that could change. So again, weekly, we talk about this weekly, so check back. That could change. Things are always subject to change. Scheduling stock orders from January wholesale says. So there are some people that had stock orders, dealers had stock orders that have been moved and keep going. All of ours have been fulfilled, but there you go. 25 model year Explorer is scheduling this month or for May. It's going to start production the week of May 13th. And they're going to schedule 3 weeks through the weeks of May 27th. No commodity controls. Remember, the hitch, which was constrained last year, is standard on all of them. 360-degree camera is included on ST line and above, standard equipment. And that was a control, or was a problem last model year. So we'll see how things go if there's going to end up being some commodity controls later down the road. 24 model year Expedition, they're scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. Here's the breakdown on capacity. XLT, 36% of the production will be XLT. 20% will be limited 302A. Limited requires sandstone interior, and Platinum requires that optional 22-inch wheel. So next is a 24 model year Maverick. They are scheduled for 5 weeks of production. They're scheduled for the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. The capacity there is XL is 25%, XLT 49%, Lariat 26%, Trimmer 10%. So, and all that, XL went up 2%. Lariat came down, I believe, a little bit. I think it was at 30, so it came down. I think XLT even might have went up a little bit. I think it was 47%. So those have been adjusted a little bit there. There you go. 24 model year Ranger, scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. No controls or commodity issues there. 24 F-150, they're scheduled for 5 weeks of production, the weeks of April 29th through May 27th. It says no controls, but we know about the Pro Access tailgate. So, but I think that was brought up after this was made. 24 model year Super Duty, scheduled for 5 weeks of production. Yes, April 29th through May 27th. 6.8 liter engine. Capacity is 19.9%, not 20, 19.9% capacity. It's not, that says not available on XLT, which they actually said it was going to be available, and it's saying for this month, for May production, it will not be available on XLT. Spray and bed liner, it mentions option 85S is 28 to 32%. 24 model year Transit, scheduled for 4 weeks of production, the week of April 29th. Oh, wait, it says April 29th through May 27th, but it says 4 weeks. So I think they're scheduling for that week this time. So I think that's going to be moved back a week. So there you go. It does say that the passenger van or the bus version is 20% capacity. That's the only one they mentioned. And then let's talk about the specialty vehicles. So 24 model year Mustang Dark Horse, they're scheduling for 5 weeks of production, the same as the Mustang lineup. 50% handling package capacity, 30% black appearance package. So it does not mention the carbon fiber wheel, by the way. 24 model year Ranger Raptor is scheduling for 5 weeks of production as well, same weeks as the regular lineup. No constraints there at all. 24 F-150 Raptor, this is regular Raptor. We're talking 801 and 802A. We're not talking Raptor R yet. They are scheduling for 5 weeks of production, and it's 70% 801, 30% 802. So 802 is that Raptor 37. And then Raptor R, they actually do break out allocation separate. Raptor R, there's 2 different separate allocation numbers for that. Raptor R is scheduling as well for all 5 weeks of production, like the regular F-150 lineup. No issues or constraints there. 24 model year Bronco Raptor scheduled for 5 weeks of production. The capacity is about the same as it's been: 50% vinyl, 50% leather, 30% standard wheel, and 70% beadlock wheel. And I just realized this week that when you add the beadlock and the leather, you're $100,000. You're right there. Crazy. 24 model year Bronco Heritage Limited Edition scheduled for 5 weeks of production, same weeks as Bronco. 95% the 2-door and 5% 4-door. And the dealer has to have a Heritage Limited Edition allocation. Every dealer gets one, so it'd be these last dealers are trying to fulfill. All right, now there's, I guess, everything is scheduling this month. Usually there's some models that aren't scheduling. Every model is scheduling this month. I think that's the first time in a while. Manually allocated vehicle lines are the Bronco, Maverick, Escape, plug-in, and it says Explorer replacements. And then also there's some information we have here with smaller dealers. So starting this month, smaller dealers that have retail orders are going to be helped to get those scheduled. So as we mentioned earlier, allocations are usually, that's the way you get it. You need an allocation. Those smaller dealers, they're not getting as many allocations, but they might get retail orders, and then those retail orders take several months to get scheduled. So to help with that, Ford is actually trying to help those with a retail order in there. So this is phase 2. They're going to start introducing Expedition, Escape, Bronco Sport, F-150, and Mustang. U300s are any dealers that sell less than 300 units in a year. They're going to start getting allocations to help with those retail orders. So that's good for customers, so they don't feel like they have to go to a big dealer to get to order a vehicle if they want to do a custom order. So all right, so I think that's it for scheduling, and for May overview. We'll talk about it each week. Comes a little separate, but there's that going on there. So
that was a lot.
It is, and we're over 8 o'clock, and we said join us at 8. So for those that are just joining, we just got done with scheduling. We got a couple other things for you to join in on, and if you're in on Maverick, there is actually a Maverick recall we're going to talk about in a second. That came up, so we might be able
making
to
sure
talk
that
about
Maverick stays safe.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So somebody asked about that. They said they were concerned about quality and such, and I'm like, well, anytime you have a new model like that, sometimes you're going to have a recall or two. But I will say this, and some people have said, well, they don't like the fact it's not built in the U.S. But Hermosillo, if you look at all the plants that Ford has, it's one of the best quality plants of all the plants. Yeah. It's where Fusion was built, which got awards for their quality. So,
but I don't see recall as a bad thing. I see it as a good thing. They're trying to fix what's going on to make sure that everyone stays safer instead of ignoring the problem.
Yep. All right. So we're going to get, I don't know if anybody had questions, but I think we need to move in and put questions at the end.
Yep. If you have questions, I have been pulling them aside as I see them, and we'll answer them all at once during our Q&A.
Yep. Well, normally, for those that are joining that are new, we usually go over any scheduling information questions now. If we're moving on, but we know some of you are just coming in for the Maverick stuff, so we're going to just keep moving on and answer those questions at the end. Hopefully you guys are okay with sticking around for that, or if you want to post them in there, Sarah knows the answers, she can just answer them. So
half the time I save them so then we can speak them out loud for other people that may have the same question.
That's true. That helps.
If you are needing the question answered, just let me know that you need it, so then you can hop off and I'll go ahead and answer it for you.
All right. Well, let's drill through these dealer news updates real quick. Okay, for this week, some people might have known on the 29th of February, Ford opened it up. Actually, it was Tesla. Tesla opened it up for Ford vehicles to be able to charge on their chargers if they have the adapter, the North American Charging Standard, NAS or NACS. Anyway, if so, you have to get one of those adapters. Well, Ford is giving adapters, free adapters for those that current retail owners of Mach-E's and Lightnings and E-Transits. If you have those, then you can sign up and get that. So right now you can charge. So you can, if you want to try to, there's some places that you can get them quicker and you can buy them. I've seen some places it's like $100 to buy one. I think Lextron has them. But anyway, Ford is doing comp of that. Jeffrey ordered his the other day. No charge to anybody that has a current vehicle, electric vehicle. I'm still curious on whether or not the 24s coming in will have the adapters in the vehicles. I hope. Hopefully. Surely they won't just like, hey, well, you didn't get yours, so you didn't own yours before June 30th. So you have till June 30th to sign up and get one for free. After that, it's going to be $230 through Ford.
Oh my gosh.
I think I'll go the third-party route. Anyway,
if you don't get one in it.
Yeah. So it's real easy. People have been actually charging. So check out social media, a Mach-E vlog. They're a good YouTube channel to check out. They have a Mach-E. They actually showed how to charge and how easy it is. It is going to be part of the Blue Oval network. So if you did get this and you have the charger, make sure you update your Ford Pass app. And it's now, once you update that, it will have the Tesla chargers on there. And it's as easy as just if you just click on it in the app and then you just plug it right in. So they made it real easy. You don't have to have the Tesla app, which is awesome, to do this. So very easy to do. So anyway, you're going to get a complimentary charger if you have a current EV vehicle. Does not some vehicles that do not qualify is any Focus electric. Yeah, that was a thing. And then any plug-in hybrids do not qualify for that. They do not get one. So anyway, and then other than that, you will need your VIN. You will need to be able to pop that in there. You go to Ford.com/fast charging adapter. Ford.com/fast charging adapter if you want to get yours. So there you go. Anyway, there's that one. All right, next dealer memo is on that. Well, we actually talked about already. The Pro Access tailgate on the F-150, the removal code, that's 53X. So if you want yours scheduled and you have a Lariat with the bed utility package, or you have a Platinum or King Ranch or a Trimmer 402A, if you want to get scheduled, you have to add that removal on there so they can continue to do job 2 production. So that's why we had the delay for a couple weeks there. So now they need to start producing again. They need to start scheduling. So this is a way for them to do that. So if you want the Pro Access tailgate, then don't add the removal to your order. Don't tell you if your dealer says we have to add that to your order. There's no question. Say, no, you don't. I want the Pro Access tailgate. If you want it, leave it on there. Eventually it'll get scheduled. I don't know how long it's going to be. Ford's not saying. The removal will actually give you a credit of $270 for the regular one. So you'd have the tailgate assist and stuff, or your tailgate table, or tailgate step. Tailgate assist, tailgate table. I'm talking Bronco stuff here.
So anyway, what was that on?
That was on the F-150.
For the Pro Access tailgate. Okay, because we had a question on that.
Well, I brought it up, so. What was your question?
Why it wasn't being added on?
Oh, it will automatically be included. If you look on your order, have the
dealership they're saying
show
that
your order.
They said it's available for job 2. Job 2 has started, and they think it's now unavailable.
No. Okay. So if you look at your job 2 order and you have bed utility package, it's going to come with it. It may not list it on the order, but it's there. If your order says it's a job 2 order and you have the bed utility package and you're a Lariat, King Ranch Platinum, or Trimmer 402A, then you'll have the Pro Access tailgate on your order. Now, if you have the removal on there, it'll remove that. So you don't want that on there. Now, if you're XLT, STX, XL, not available in the bed utility package.
Yeah.
So make sure that clarify that. So, all right. Anyway, so like I said, it may not show it on the order because they can't list everything on that, or it would be like 5 pages long because I know what the order guide looks like. So they're only giving you some of the tidbits, which you'd think Pro Access Tailgate would be one. But all right, 2 more things. The Bronco hardtops are available to soft top owners first. So they are now available. Kind of. Let me go through this. So actually, TC Customs did a video yesterday, and I commend them for being very, very good and not mess with Ford too much. But I'm going to mess with Ford a little bit. All right. So it is through Ford Performance Parts and Accessories. This will be available starting in March. Emails should go out to current owners of soft tops. So I should get an email. I'll let you guys know when I do. I haven't received it yet. But it's going to start rolling it out with the older ones first. So 2021 Broncos first with the cloth top. And mine was an October build. So it might take a little bit of time for mine to get mine because they started building them, in May, I think. So they're going to start going out. And these emails are going to go out for you to click on the link and go into Ford or Accessories website. And you cannot use that URL. If you see that URL out there on social media, it won't work. It only works for you. It's then specific to you. They actually mentioned that in here that people will try to post this URL on there, and it says it is active for eligible customers who sign in to the website. So they can't just copy and paste it in. It won't work. And you know what, folks? The people that have the soft top, let them give them a chance first. Those that had a hard top and you want to, I don't know why you'd want a second hard top anyway, but the price is $5,000 basically, $4,995. And there's 2 different ways of getting it. You can have it shipped right to your house. If so, there's going to be freight shipping costs to ship it to your home. They didn't say how much. It's a big box. It's a huge box. Actually showed a picture of it somewhere. So it is actually show the dimensions. Where is it in here? Yeah, it's 70 inches long. It's 52 inches wide and 44 inches high. And it weighs 375 pounds. Requires 2 people to lift and install the product. So to install it. So now another way you can have it is gone to your dealer. So your local dealer. So you can do it that way and they will install it for you for $300 installation. 2 technicians at $120 per hour, 1.25 hour labor cost. And this is for dealers, but you guys can know this information. Anyway, if the dealer tries charging you more than $300, you know they're wrong and you can call them out on it now. Anyway, but here's the deal. You order this processing because of limited supply of hardtops, processing order information and fulfilling customer orders may take up to 12 plus months. So the people probably ask, this is where I was going to have you preload. Are you going to get one? Because I have a cloth top. I probably won't. It's going to take a year to get it, folks. Who knows what I'm going to do in a year?
Yeah.
Right? I'm probably not going to get one. All right. And another Bronco news. The Bronco owners are invited to an exclusive total solar eclipse viewing event. Is this what you were talking about earlier? Is that what you're talking about? So this year, Ford owners, now these are people that have been to off-roading already. You get invited to this. So it tells you if you're signed up to go. Also, the Bronco Raptor Blackout Package is going to be introduced there. So they have a couple different options. There's a 2 nights of camping, which costs $2,000 for up to 4 people because it's just per vehicle. So, it's $500 a person. Includes 5 meals with 60 guided Bronco off-road trail drive slots available to campers on first come, first served basis. Day of adventure or you can do a daily one, is $595 for up to 4 people. Now that's a little bit better. So what's it? That's $150 a person. Now we're talking.
I like that.
So they're doing a daily one. You get 2 meals on that one, and it doesn't mention it in there. The trail rides are first come, first serve. So just because you're doing the camping and you're doing that one doesn't mean, like, I emailed them and said, so am I guaranteed a trail drive at the 595 one? They said, well, it's first to the campers. And they're doing 2 trail drives. There's one in the morning, one in the afternoon, the day of the eclipse. So anyway, there you go. You can sign up. So if you've gone to off-roading before, you can. This is pretty cool. I'd love to go if it was cheaper. But if it's cheaper, they'd probably be capped anyway.
Yeah.
But who's to say that? I mean, dealers give us a bad time for it all the time, marking our vehicles up over MSRP. And I'm like, well, if I did MSRP, I'd have all kinds of people in line. Well, that's great. So first come, first serve. Same way on this. But so I guess Ford's doing it. Ford's doing just what dealers do, right? They mark it up. So anyway, so there you go. It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. That does.
Yeah. There you go. So there's that.
Yeah, there's a total eclipse coming up.
Yes, and there. So the one in Austin is right in the total eclipse area.
Kansas is not.
No, we're not.
No.
But that's like the week before Tennessee. So I like.
So it'd be like, go there, then go to Tennessee, then go to whatever, and then
to
something else. And
to be honest, one of the reasons I wanted to go was to be able to do videos on the Ford Raptor blackout package. I assume basically they're just going to, where it's silver is going to be black. I can already envision the blackout package. So you're going to get the black, because most people aren't taking the optional black fender flares. So they're probably having a way to try to sell those by doing the blackout package. And so you're required to go black exterior, probably going to black fender flares. And then the skid plate will probably be black. Basically what TC Custom did to theirs. You can do it yourself. Anyway, we'll see.
Don't know what it is yet.
Prove me right. Prove me wrong, I mean. And so anyway, so there you go. There's that. Let's move on. So moving on. All right. And we won't go over this right now, but there were usually at the start of every month, there are order guide updates. And so these are the order guides that got updated at the beginning of the month. F-150 got updated, the Escape and the Ranger and the Super Duty. Police Interceptor, if you care about that one. Those got updated, and I haven't looked at them yet, and we're kind of out of time anyway. So we'll look at this for next week, and we'll see what was changed on the order guide for that. So
RiderCon says, I mean, Texas is kind of on the way to Tennessee. You just got to go a lot south to then go east.
I can't take that much time off. All right. Okay, so we got about 3 or 4 recalls here to go over. So let's do that. Okay, this first one is Safety Recall 24S10. This is on Bronco, and it's affected our Broncos. It says 23 and 24 model year Broncos with the hardtop. This is the hardtop quarter glass separation is happening. So these are vehicles built between November 6th of 23 and December 6th of 23. So there is an overlap. So there could be some 24 model years that affected. None of our 24s were affected, but all 4 of our 23s were affected by this. Does
that mean that the seal between the glass and the hardtop is like coming undone?
Well, let's just read and find out. Glad you asked. The reason for this recall, and by the way, 7,461 vehicles were affected by this. And some of the affected vehicles, one or both rear quarter glass panels may not be properly adhered to the hardtop and may separate from the vehicle. The owner may observe wind noise, rattle noise, or a water leak prior to glass separation. Glass panels that separate from the vehicle while driving can create a road hazard, increasing the risk of a crash. That's why it's a safety recall, not a compliance recall.
So my thought about that is, you told me what dates. It was November through December? What do we have during that time? Extreme low temperatures throughout the country. We had struggles with here. Even negatives. Here, we were struggling with getting our ceramics to adhere, and our we had to heat up the buildings and put heaters in specific places so that our appliques and graphics would stick on. Yep. It makes sense that they may have had trouble getting that adhesive to cure properly.
Yep.
Yeah, makes sense.
So this is a stop sale, stop delivery, do not demonstrate. So we have 423s that we can't sell right now, and they don't have a fix for it yet. So this is an advance notice for dealers. So they don't actually have the repair orders in place yet. They're saying late first quarter, I think, when they'll have that ready. End of first quarter when letters will go out and instructions for dealers. So don't go rushing your dealer and say, I want me to recall on my this and this and this. If you're not built in that date, you don't need to worry about it anyway. But anyway, all right, there you go. All right, we have a Raptor that's affected by that. Okay, another reason for a cloth top. If you want a cloth top, not only can you get scheduled a lot faster, but you don't have to worry about the. Well, I guess they would. They actually anything built after December 6th, they've figured it out or whatever. And like you said, it probably could just be the warmer weather. So your vehicle won't be affected by this. So I've had some people ask that and said, well, what about, is mine affected? Is mine affected? If it was built after that date, then you're good because they figured it out or they fixed it or something. All right, next one. Trying to drill through these. This is another advance notice for a safety recall 24S09 for 23 and 24 model year F650s and 750s. This is has to do with the parking brake. 18,244 vehicles affected. It says in some of the affected vehicles where a light to moderate force is applied, the parking brake handle may disengage without having to press the release button. If the parking brake is unintentionally disengaged, it will not hold the vehicle in a stationary position while parked on a graded surface, increase the risk of crash or injury. So this here too, letters are going to go out later. Again, this is just an advance notice for dealers so they know if people coming in with this issue, it's a known issue. And also if they have a vehicle that, if one of these vehicles that was built between July 13th of 22 through December 8th of 23, then they're not allowed to sell it either. So that's a stop sale on those as well. And demo. They can't even demo it. Like you want to, hey, let's go demo an F650. All right, next one. This in here is supplement number 8 to recall 22S26. So they've had 8 updates to this. This is for 2020 to 2021 Expeditions, 2020 to 2021 F-150s, same year for the Navigator, and 2020 to 22 Super Duties. This has to do with the both front wiper arm replacement. So this has actually been a known recall for a while. 661,330 vehicles are affected by this. So this is where the wiper arm, it may be possible for the vehicle wiper arms to perform erratically. This condition potentially to a wiper arm that becomes inoperable or may separate from the vehicle. So it might fly off, right? And then which makes it hard to see during that. So this is number 8. What they changed on this is they updated the identified that there's some 2021 F-150s only numbers. So they added to that number. That's the only reason for this. Not sure why I went over it again. All right. Next one is a optional product improvement 24G02. So this isn't a safety recall, but an improvement to the 22 to 24 model year Transit BEV or e-Transits, as we would call it. So this affects 19,820 vehicles. So reason for this program is the affected vehicles will now have the ability to charge at compatible Tesla superchargers. Customers can use the Blue Oval Charge Network public charge management to pay for charging at these locations. A software update is required to enable plug-in charge functionality of these vehicles. So some of the other vehicles had their software update that's in here, needed this. So you will need a software update for this. Dealers, it's the off-board charging controller, so OBCC software. So that will need to be done on the vehicle. So there you go. So owners are going to be notified, it says in the mail, second quarter of 24 on this one here. So yeah. So they can arrange a mobile repair if they want as well. So pick up delivery or mobile. So they can do it via mobile service. All right. Last one is a service or a special field action 23L05. This is not a safety recall for certain 22 to 23 model year Bronco Sport and 23 model year Mavericks. And this reason for this in 34,113, it says due to the microchip shortage, some Bronco Sport and Maverick vehicles were ordered with but built without the mobile hotspot feature. The ordering information indicated mobile hotspot was to be included on those vehicles. And this program is to reimburse customers that ordered but did not receive the mobile hotspot feature. So that's a $20 back to the customer in these situations. I wonder if I can get $20. Owner letters are expected to be mailed the week of March 25th of 24. So still got a couple weeks. But basically, there is a mobile hotspot credit. And so some vehicles, they've removed the hotspot and gave the credit on the window sticker. But in some of these vehicles, like these 34,000, they did not put that on the window sticker, and they got charged for the hotspot even though they didn't get it. So that's basically what that is all about. All right, that's all the recalls. All right, I did try to go through that fast. For me, that was fast. So we can get into those that joined us live, that joined us for this, which we did get a little increase there. So, all right. So let's get into what's on my mind. We'll skip over for the is it true? I don't really have an is it true. Let's talk about 25 model year Ford Maverick. And I will tell you, I think Ford's going to be watching this one. And I have it on good authority. And we're going to talk about this because I actually put a topic on there as well, XL. Because like we talked about earlier in the scheduling information, was that, what was it? What was the number? 78%. Where's my schedule notes? Because I want to kind of talk about, I want to get your guys' input of some things you'd like to see them change and do differently. But first, to kind of kick things off, let's talk about the issue with XL. So there are currently, of the 14,800 orders, unscheduled orders in the order bank, 64% are still XL orders. So let's bring up the calculator because I can't do the math in my head. So that means 9,000, almost 9,500 unscheduled XL orders out of 14,000 are still unscheduled. Now, they can produce all these within this model year. They're going to be able to do that, especially with them ramping it up to 25% capacity. And so, you know, they can produce all the XLs. It's just going to take a little longer for that to happen. But my question to the group and to everybody out there is, if you ordered an XL, I'd like to know, and I'd like to know why you ordered the XL and not the XLT on your vehicle. So are you getting in the chat and knowing that? Should we throw it? I don't know if we can throw out a poll or not, but let's, where's that? Where's a poll? Right here? No, how do I do a poll? Oh, it's down here. Somewhere, right?
There. Yep.
Start a poll. All right. So why did you choose an XL? Let's give you some options. Was it the black interior? Should have done this before, but hey, sometimes I fly by the seat of my pants here. Was it the black interior? Was it the cost? Right? Or let's say it has all the features that you needed. Right? So we'll go with those three. And we'll start that poll. So you guys, there it is, pops up. So go ahead and vote there. We'll leave that up for a little bit. But in the meantime, tell me what you guys think there. You know, how many people got an XL? Why did you choose it? Some people got it back in 22 when it was $20,000. But these people, where I'm kind of affected in, a lot of those people may have been still carried over from 22 model year. Most of the customers that are waiting for theirs that maybe ordered did not order in 22. I'd say most of them got taken care of already. But a lot of these people that are waiting on the XLs were people that might probably ordered in 23 model year and maybe even in 24 model year when the price was already more expensive than $20,000. Because the price did go up in 22 and 23 model year significantly. So it wasn't $20,000 at that time. So, yeah.
All the above should be an option.
All the above. because I think there is a lot of different purposes and reasons. That's kind of what I want to know, because I think that something's going to have to change. We need to get what really needs to happen is this isn't going to continue. So people, they're going to always have way too many XL orders. Now, some people have said, why doesn't Ford make more than 25% XLs then? I can tell you this, they do this with every model. So if you look at F-150, I can tell you F-150 does not account for more than 20% of the production of the F-150. That's for a fact. Now, could they maybe they could make a different package to the XL? I actually have some theories. In my opinion, I think maybe what they need to do, and because I've actually had people from Ford reach out and say, what do you think we need to do? Why more people would select the XLT? Do you think a discount package to make the XLT cheaper? Do you think some things? And I said, well, you were okay in 22 model year. This is my opinion, and throw it out there. If I'm wrong, please call me out, because I've been wrong before and won't be the last time either. Is that when they were okay, I felt like it was okay in 22 model year when they didn't have cruise control. Cruise control was not on that vehicle. I don't think we had a lot of people. Ridgeview, he can say this. He ordered 2 vehicles and he decided to go with XLT versus an XL on his first 2 orders for his kids. Because of the cruise control, he went to XLT for cruise control. Yes. Right. And I think that maybe that's something that we need to look at. Do we need to make sure maybe cruise control needs to be in the XLT? I also think that if you're looking at, hey, I want the cheapest truck, that kind of thing, I don't need all the bells and whistles. Well, then you don't need bliss and lane keeping system. So let's make Copilot 360, in my opinion, standard on XLT, and not even make it available in XL, so you can make the cheapest truck. And if you want the cheapest truck, then you don't need cruise control. Mm-hmm. Power mirrors shouldn't be in there either, because the Copilot 360, which includes the power mirrors, I know some people said they went with that for power mirrors alone, so they can have power mirrors as well, and they got the bliss as a bonus to them.
See, I went XLT so I could get the Lux package so that I could have power seats. So I hate having to change my seat. When my husband gets in.
Now we'll get into XLT and some other things I think that need to change as well there. And we're not trying to. Okay, so Ford, you're probably watching this, and I'm not trying to be overcritical. You make a great vehicle.
Yes.
There's
Wonderful
a reason.
Vehicle.
There's a reason why there's such a demand here, because this is an awesome vehicle.
In fact, we have a Santa Cruz that got traded in for a Maverick.
Yes.
And our detail guy was like, isn't it cute? And I'm like, I prefer the Maverick. This one's too bubbly.
I think the Santa Cruz just looks like a Subaru truck. To me,
it's too bubbly. It's too much.
And it's fine. But here's the big kicker. We see the other number, the other number where 78% of the current unscheduled retail orders are hybrid. That's the kicker. That's what you've done. Ford, you've done that, is that you've made a hybrid truck that nobody else has made. So that's why it's outselling the Santa Cruz, and why nobody can compete with it, is because not only you made the cheapest truck out there, you also made a hybrid truck, which is just phenomenal. So you made a phenomenal product. Maybe we're just trying to help here, of maybe thinking here's some ways to maybe help to where that production, the XLTs, like if you go XLT right now, XLT even hybrid, you probably can get scheduled pretty fast. So if you have those 9,000 people, if half of those people went over from XL to XLT, you probably get scheduled up faster. Now, again, they can handle all the production for this. They will eventually for the year, but usually what happens in a model like F-150 is you go ahead and order and you can get scheduled within 30 days, right? That's the goal, is to be able to do that. They could build all 13. Okay. So what they've been making anywhere from 10 to 13,000 vehicles a month. All of those could get built if they were if they had the mixture of configurations. But the reason why they continue to have them carried over is because they have so many XL orders. So if half of those people were XLT and their mix was 25, 47, and 30, whatever percent, those all would get built in 1 month. Think about that. Think about the possibility of where Ford could be. Of course, dealer allocation has a lot to do with everything, and we know that. We've talked about that and drilled that. Is dealer allocations has everything to do with it. There were dealers that took too many orders. We're one of them. We probably took too many orders, and there's a reason why we're not getting any allocations right now, because Ford said at the beginning, here's your estimate, which is still an estimate. I said I wouldn't talk about it, but I better not talk about it anymore. But
no talking.
Yeah, well, I better not talk about it. I want to get Ford mad at us. But we took too many orders last year, not this year. We didn't really take any orders because we wanted to fulfill everybody's orders, and we have a few orders that need to be fulfilled. But there are some dealers out there that do have way more orders than what their allocations are, and they did that for this model year. So, and by the way, just so you guys know, there's not going to be a private offer from 24 to 25.
Yep.
If you don't get scheduled for a 24 model year, you will not get a private offer for 25.
Just like we saw with Bronco going from 23 to 24, they did not give any private offers because they told their dealers what they were supposed to be getting ahead of time. So the dealers were not supposed to take orders above that number. So if people got rolled over, it was the dealer's fault.
I will say this, Maverick is the only model within the 24 model year that they actually gave an estimate at the beginning of the year.
Yes.
All the others, they said, we're not going to do that for you guys anymore. It's based off of your rolling number, because it'll every month it'll be different based on your sales volume. Now, Maverick still is not 100% based on total sales volume for allocations for dealers. It's still a mixture. So dealer allocation still has a lot to do with this too, but I'm pointing at this calculator over here. But it has to do with, the mixture. But if more people went from XL to XLT, a lot would probably be scheduled. So there you go. You know what else I didn't add to that? I should have added is there's not enough things and reasons to go from XL to XLT.
Yeah.
Because what's the price difference? Is it like $2,200 or $2,500 to go from XL to XLT? And I don't think enough people thought there was enough content to go up to that.
Yeah.
It was mainly just a look. Well, it was a wheel. It's the grill's a little different, but it's not anymore. A lot of people, I think some people don't, and I'm actually incorrect. I really thought people would say I want to open this up, that the biggest thing would be the black interior, but there you go. And when I say all features are needed, that might mean that there's not enough reason to go up to that. So that weighs your vote any. But a lot of them say it's cost.
Yeah.
They just want a cheap truck. Okay. So then my question out there to you is, so if the XL didn't have Copilot 360 and or Cruise available, would you still buy it, or would you go to XLT?
Yeah.
That would be my question to you. Or what if the XLT is cheaper?
Apparently, Hyundai does not call the Santa Cruz a truck.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That's strange. Anyway. All right. Well, let's get into the chat. Any other questions? So, okay, we brought that up. An XL don't cut holder and back. On XLT, we'll have it.
Don't cut. Oh, the cup holder.
Cup holders.
Yes.
So don't have a cup holder in the back. Have cup holders for those in it. Okay, Ford. Okay, Ford. Hopefully, you guys are watching this. You got to do something with that back seat. You need to make that a split bench. Surely there's a way you can do this. I mean, you guys are smart enough.
Well, and I know people have argued with me on that because that's my biggest standing point as a mom. Yeah. I need a split bench seat, but I've been told, that creates more cost. That's another option that they have to add in and all these other things. But someone else said, as a parent, I would like the split bench seat. So then I can get into my the undercargo storage, because when you have a car seat in, it takes a lot to get those in, and you do not want to remove it, and you have lost everything that they have put in underneath that seat.
In 22, when they did this, they made a big deal about the under storage, that storage
with the fit kit and everything else that you can do. And I had two fit kit, one with my car seats in. I had one fit kit spot. That's it, because I had no access.
And okay. So
that is my hilltop. That is where I
I helped your sister get to 2 car seats in her car.
It's hard.
And she luckily has one rear facing and one front facing,
Which we did.
which you did. But what if you have 2 front facing? Forget it. Do you know how you have to pull that bench seat up? And we've talked about this.
So you would have to.
We're bringing it up again. Here's the rant.
This is my
Sarah's
rant.
Go for it.
So if you have 2 front-facing seats, you can't just get one in and leave it there and then get the next one in. You have to have that back seat, anchor one in the back, then go to the other side, anchor that one in the back, slam that seat back, the back seat into place, and then anchor both in. And it is a struggle. I wouldn't imagine, I've told Lebo, we are not getting another Maverick until we are out of car seats because of that. Because by the time we get another Maverick, we're going to have either 2 front facing or 1 front facing. And I don't want to go through that again.
And maybe Ford's okay with that. Maybe Ford's
and
like,
I
this
understand.
vehicle isn't made for moms. Maybe they're saying it's made for the millennials and the young kids.
But the millennials have kids.
I don't know. Maybe it's made for the older people that don't have kids anymore.
No,
I don't know.
Here's the thing.
What were they thinking?
Technically, I'm a millennial. I'm a mom. Do you know how many people younger than me there are that are moms?
Yeah, I know. Your sister. 2 years. But yeah, it's I don't know.
And if you're trying to, this is a low cost. Some people in here are like, well, that's a great first vehicle. It's a great low cost vehicle that people can get into. It's first vehicle purchased by themselves or something a high schooler can try to obtain, Yes, but a lot of the people that are getting into the car market are young couples that are either planning for a family or they have started a family and they're looking for a family vehicle.
Yeah. So name me one other Ford vehicle other than the Maverick that has a full bench seat right now. That's currently going.
That's not that you can get an optional split bench, right?
Well, let's think through this. Escape, split bench seat.
Yes.
Back and the cushion.
Yep.
So it actually slides.
Yep.
Expedition.
Yep.
Edge. Explorer.
Yeah.
Right? There's all your SUVs. Ranger.
Yeah.
Has a split bench. F-150. Super Duty. Bronco Sport. Bronco. They all have split bench seats. Maverick is the only one that I can think of. Mach-E has it.
Ford Ranger has a full bench, but you have an option to go split bench.
I thought it had a split bench.
You can get the optional split bench, right?
Okay, so they might have me there. So maybe Ranger. I could have swore it's been a while since I did videos.
But that is my...
I'm going to look up the order guide.
That's my rant. That's my thing as a mom.
Okay. So are you in the chat there? What else has come up that we need that people have come up with suggestions? I know we had some people on some of the Facebook groups that mentioned some things. They want all-wheel drive hybrid.
Yes.
That's a big one. People want plug-in as well. Plug-in hybrid, which, Escape is the only plug-in hybrid out there right now. I think I'm to where I believe, plug-in hybrid. Okay, yes. Let's talk about our things that we'd like to see. Yes, we'd like to see that, but I don't think that's the end of the world because you're getting 42 miles to the gallon.
Yeah.
With a hybrid now, all-wheel drive, I can fight for you on that one as well. I think you should. I think that's something that would be really nice, especially people in the winter. I know in Maine they need all-wheel drive. Hybrid all-wheel drive would be great. So I will go with you and jump on board your bandwagon on that. But plug-in. Yeah, I'd like to see more plugins, period. I think we should see more plugins and less EVs. And I'm somebody that has an EV on order. But I would like to see more of that. You're right. Yeah, it is a full bench.
All right.
On the Ranger.
So Maverick and Ranger are full bench.
Okay.
I've never installed a car seat into a Ranger, but I'm sure it's similar to the F-150 and the Maverick where anchors in the back. It's one bench. Same problem with the Ranger then.
So Ranger needs fixed. But I was thinking the Ranger was a split bench. but I guess not.
Thank you, Douglas. 1 in 5 moms are millennials, accounting for approximately 9 million people. So
There you go.
22% of moms are millennials. But there's so many people I know that are younger than me that are, moms, especially with teen pregnancies so high in rates.
Okay, so Ranger needs fixed too.
Keyless keypad.
That keypad. Boy, Ford, you really are making people mad on that keypad. So there are a lot of people that said the keypad was something that Ford did that other manufacturers didn't do, and that was a huge selling point to them. And you're taking it off of every vehicle. Wow. But I really I don't use mine that much. So I didn't realize the impact of this until, man, it just went crazy. In fact, Ford had no plan to do the dealer installed option for this model year. That was something that came out because people complained so much about this. And even the Bronco doesn't even have it at all. So, Ragnacon's going to do a video on that. We actually can install it in software, but some of the software updates aren't allowing it to work.
Yeah.
So
I used when I had one, I used it all the time.
So that's the other issue we're having right now is that, okay, you made that keypad. You need to just bring the keypad back. Just bring it back because dealers can't get half of those keypads or not even. Like we've spent a lot of money buying keypads because the ones that Ford is sending aren't working. It's the software update's not working for them. We'll have one that'll work just fine. Actually, we have three. We have a couple that got delivered Saturday. I did a lot walk and they had them on them. I'm like, well, they got theirs to work. But it's give and take. Some of them are working and some aren't. So that's bad. I mean, heck, they're having problems with the hitches too on the Broncos, but I think that's actually those are getting fixed. But yeah. So you need a keypad, bring it back, right? So let's see what else. Okay, here's something that pet peeve I'd like to get off my chest. The bedliner situation. 23 was great. It worked perfectly. And I know Ford does that because they have people working to install those bedliners and such. And I get that. And because people aren't ordering them, probably because I told them not to in 23, they have people not working and they need them. So what did they do? They put them on packages. They didn't have enough people order the drop-in liner. So what they do? Included an XLT luxury package. But Ford, do you know what's happening? People are coming in. These vehicles are coming in. Sarah, help me out. They're taking them out, Ford. They are taking the bed liners out. They're taking them out and having the dealership put a spray and liner or leave it out. They don't want them. Not a lot. Okay, there are some people that want them. Very few. And because in 23, how many people ordered them.
And I will say, it's not just a slap it in type of thing or just drop it in like some of the other models where you just drop it in. It's actually bolted in.
It is a good one. Okay, so, I will give Ford this. The one in the Maverick is better than any of the ones in any of the other models.
Because it's pieced together, like it's 4-5 pieces.
Yes, it is much better.
That's bolted in rather than just dropped.
Yes, it is much better. We have some F-150s we got on dealer trades from some other dealer, and the F-150s, they look terrible. But Maverick, you did a good job on that. So I've got to commend you in how well you did for those that want it. But don't include it in packages. They did that on Ranger as well. And the bed utility package on the Ranger in 23 came with a drop-in liner. Don't do that to customers. Let them choose it. Well, and I'm sorry if you can't keep it busy because of the spray and liner, and you put the Ford emblem on there. A lot of people I want it because of that on the spray and liners, right? And so you're getting some people from that. But so put those people in the factory instead or something. I don't know.
So, and we talked about it with F-150. I had a customer call in, and he's mad because they don't have spray and bed liner or a bed liner at all. Because he wanted a drop-in liner. They don't have it in the bed utility package. And he's like, why isn't it in there? Why don't I have a bed liner added into my bed utilities package? And so I was like, I talked to you, and you kind of made the valid point of, well, don't you want the option? Not everyone wants the spray and bed liner, and not everyone wants to drop in because this guy wants a drop in.
Yeah, you want to
So
drop in.
he's like, oh, okay, I get why you wouldn't want to add it into the package. So that way people have the choice of what they want in there. Like once you explain it, it makes so much sense to the customer. And yeah.
I you just need to take that out of that package because there's a okay. Let's close this poll and let's start another poll. So 65% of the people said that they chose XL because of the cost.
Yes.
So cost was number one. All the features needed was next, and then it wasn't about the black. Only 14% said the black interior. So let's end that one. All right, and that'll give us that. Let's start another poll though.
Fog lights option for XLT.
Yeah, or at least on the FX4 package, include it in FX4, right? Why not?
So someone made the valid point that, we have seen a lot of our customers in the older generations moving from a bigger size vehicle, needing the smaller size vehicle, so they go for a Maverick. Well, they have grandkids to tote around in car seats. So they're having the same problem as the moms. So yes, the grandparents also have that problem. So you have that problem in 2 areas.
Okay, I don't think I'm gonna create this poll because I can't
problem.
I can't get this poll not to be like unbiased. So I better not create it. So I guess the question is that are you going to the luxury package? I'm assuming you're going to luxury package for certain features. And the bed liner is not one of those. I mean, you're not choosing more than likely. Well, and for one, you can add an optional bed liner. So I know you're not choosing the luxury package for that reason. I can tell you, I think the reason Ford's putting in the spray and liners and such into those packages is because they need to keep their people busy because they're not getting enough people adding it as optional equipment. I've always said that for years. When you're ordering a vehicle, stay away from those accessories. Let your dealer do it. Well, it's not just because we have a great aftermarket department. Niles is in that department. It's not just because of that, because there are some dealers that don't. It will take longer for yours to get scheduled. The more options you put on that, it has to fit all those options available for that to be built. So, by adding those other accessories, they have to have all those accessories in hand at the time that you order, and that is another thing. I mean, the more basic you go, the easier. I've been custom ordering vehicles for years, folks. You've been able to do this for a long, long time. Special ordered, of course, your grandpa, he special ordered his F-150 for the last 5 or 6 F-150s.
Now, was it put in as a retail order versus stock order back then?
No. This is not new, folks. No, they were still retail and stock.
Okay. So it was still the same. It's just dealers weren't catching on.
Well, COVID happened, and that was what made people realize.
Been ordering his trucks way before that.
Exactly. So have I. So this is not new. It's just when new models came out, that's when it became like, I want the first one. So instead of waiting for stock ones to show up, you could custom order. So when these new models like Bronco came out, that was a big one, as well as COVID, where they said, hey, we can't make the capacity because of COVID. We've got to gap people, how many people can work in the factory because of COVID. And so because of that, they knew that they weren't going to be able to make as many vehicles.
Yeah.
So they said, and make a big deal, that we're going to focus on retails first.
Yeah.
And so then at that point, that's when everybody shifted. And some dealers that were smart, like us, that's one of the reasons why we're doing so well as we are. A lot of dealers in our region are mad at us because we're doing so well. It's because we said, Ford's basically said they're going to do retails first. If you want one faster, you're going to have to go retail. Otherwise, you got to. I mean, what we have in the law is what we have, and we were running out, right? So,
So Ragnarcon said, just send all the drop-in bed liners my way. I'll give them a happy home and start an eBay bed liner empire. We've actually talked about taking some of those parts, like if they don't want the main bed area, taking that and turning it into sleds.
Yeah.
Cutting out sleds.
That might be a sled.
No, that's it. That's supposed to go up on the wall.
Anyway, all right. So something else that I'd like the bed liners I think is a big issue as well. There are a lot of people. I mean, Niles, go ahead and maybe he's already put it in the chat, but let people know. You know, yeah, there you go. Drop in versus spray and liner. I think we did that in the past before, and it was a pretty overwhelming spray and bed liner. But now it's going to let people know how many of those drop in liners are we taking out of vehicles, out of Mavericks, in lieu of a spray and bed liner. I mean, right? And so people, and think about it this way, Ford is charging, and if you look at the luxury package, it went up this year about the cost of a drop-in liner, right? It went up from $1,700 to like $2,500 or $2,200. It went up the cost of a bed liner. So they're charging you for that bed liner on your luxury package. You take it off, and then you charge a dealership charges you for a spray and liner. So it just costs you double because Ford decided to tell you what bed liner you want.
So would you like to hear some others?
Yes.
Power passenger seat.
I think that'd be a great Lariat feature.
Yeah. I would also like to see programmable driver seat options.
You mean like memory?
Yeah, memory seats.
Memory seat. Somebody said that too on Facebook.
I personally would go up to a Lariat just to get a memory seat.
Some people mentioned ventilated or cooled seats.
Yes, cooled seats.
Cooled seats as well.
Power rear window.
That's on Lariat right now. But I think they want it on XLT. Yeah, on XLT would be great. They took the manual sliding rear window out of XLT. So power sliding.
Yeah.
I don't use mine too often. I have it on my Maverick. I don't use it too often.
Someone said one of the big marketing shticks of Maverick when it came out was that you could 3D print accessories for it, but you're not seeing too many accessories printed. There are some out there, but not a ton.
Yeah.
So, anyone miss having a key to actually put in the ignition? Personally, I don't.
I mean, okay. Now here's. But
again, I'm a mom.
we start seeing one model get something introduced into a model, and it carries through some of the other models, and we're going to see that probably happen. Escape 23 model year Escape. They got the new screens, 13.2-inch screens.
Yes.
And right, and those screens got updated for the Escape. Guess what? They're being introduced into the Explorer with the Ford Digital Experience, FTE. And so will we see that introduced into the Maverick? We also saw push button start. All right, intelligent access push button start introduced Maverick, or the Edge has it on all of their trim levels. I know that's a little more expensive SUV, but I think even on the Escape, it's like I think ST line and above has the intelligent access with push button start. We see that in the Lariat trim, and so I think some people on XLT are wanting that intelligent access with the push button start.
Yeah,
that is very convenient. If you once you get that, you're like, kind of miss it.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it on the Bronco and I have it on Bronco in the Maverick actually.
Yeah, but and I'm a mom, so it helps me out. I don't have to dig around for my key to get into my car or to start my car. But even like my mom, she doesn't have young kids. It's easy for her when she's a teacher, so she has, a bag here, a bag here. She has 3 cups. Getting to the car, she doesn't have to dig out her keys, and then she doesn't have to dig them out to start the vehicle either. It's just easier to just get in, start.
Yep. Again, for mom. Yes, that's very convenient.
Well, I was trying to use a non-mom analogy there. Anyone that's carrying a ton of things in their arms or juggling things, it would be very helpful.
Yes. Yeah, so that's getting to be pretty convenient. And look at Bronco Sport. That's what I was thinking about that. And sorry.
You're good.
So Bronco Sport, intelligent access push button start, I think on Big Bend and above, which Big Bend is the standard trim now. So if you're, again, making the same vehicle at the same plant, wouldn't it not be easier for those door handles to be the same and the mechanics to be the same? Let's see push button start going through. Now, XL, leave it alone. Again, if you want to get people to go from XL to XLT, you've got to make some things for XLT. I think first of all, Copilot 360, standard equipment on all trim levels. It's just a feature. It's included. Don't even make it a package. It's already included. Also, the intelligent access with push button start being standard equipment on XLT and Lariat trim as well. I think like to see that. Don't Copilot 360 not available on XL,
Maverick
right?
Platinum.
Maverick. Yeah, so I think that too. I also think that I don't see why. And now when we talk about introducing things, look at I think the Escape, and I know the new Explorer, the active trim level at 39, which is pretty cheap for a 3-row SUV, has adaptive cruise, standard equipment on all Explorers. And you might say, well, that's a little more expensive vehicle, that they deserve it. But why not make that available on the XLT trim?
Mm-hmm.
Because here's and I've told this to the brand manager last year. I'm like, there is no reason. That is safety features. That there is nothing that has to do with the luxury package. That luxury package, just like, again, mirroring the Bronco Sport, there is a convenience package for the Big Bend. That is the same thing as a luxury package for the XLT. They have a Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. That is your adaptive cruise control, navigation, and such on the Big Bend trim. Why not? Those are just 2 packages. So introduce 2 packages: luxury Copilot 360 Assist package on XLT, and also on Lariat. Lariat, you should not have to get luxury and all those others just because I want leather and heated seats or whatever, or maybe cooled seats. Hey, all right. I think that they need to go back to where that's an optional package as well. Mm-hmm. So just, again, we love the Maverick. It's a great vehicle. Just a few little tweaks here on the ordering system and configuration could make it awesome.
Yeah. And so in the forum, I've actually seen a couple of people listing the door handle on the inside where you open and close it, right? So they have that little open-ended cutout. People don't like that because they've had trouble when they go to get out of the vehicle or get in. The door gets pulled from their hand because it's not a solid insert for their hand. So the door, if it's windy enough, gets pulled out of their hand. So they're getting grips, or they've come up with a device to put in there so that way it is a grip and it can hold your hand in there so then it doesn't fly out of your hand. So that might be something.
Okay. XLT, you need to make it a black.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that do not like the XLT for those orange accents.
Yes, I've heard so many people say,
hate them.
I don't want the XLT because of the orange. I want this. So maybe make it an option for those, because I personally do like the blue with the orange. I do like that color combo. And some people do, but most people don't. So maybe, I know it's supposed to look cool and new and, energetic. But most people don't like that color combo, or they're hesitant to get it because of the color combo. Same with the Lariat. You go up to brown accents, and people are weary about the brown with the navy.
Well, that's the other thing people don't like, is they don't like the navy dash. The navy.
Yes. So when they go up to the black appearance package, they're like, oh, so I'm going to get everything black instead of blue.
Nope. You still get blue.
And they're disappointed.
So, and then if you do have the black appearance package, so make everything black. And Ragman kind of has a good point. He mentions in the comment I just saw go by is that there are some people that's like, yeah, I want this, but then he's like, I don't, so it's hard to make hard to please everybody. And we're not saying that we need to, but there's a couple things that I think that, and really when you look at it, is I'm of course Ford video guy, right? So I do videos on all the different models. And I see things in one model, another model, and go, why don't they do that for the Maverick? Why don't you, do it this way? I mean, I just want to compare it to the same vehicle that's made in the same plant. Look at the Bronco Sport, and this is the truck version, or whatever how you want to look at it. But why not have some similarities in the same factory? Would that make your factory more efficient? In a sense that just like the Bronco Sport, convenience package optional, Copilot 360 optional on even the base trim, intelligent access, push button start, some of those things. Why aren't we making some of the similarities across multiple models? Is all, I guess, where I'm at. Not necessarily that we have to please everybody or do everything, but then we got to bring in the key. We need to put a petition together. We need to have a hashtag out there. Bring back the keypad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. bring back the keypad, factory keypad is what we
Yes.
need to say, right? A lot of people are really on an outrage about that. So
someone is saying maybe for a work truck, a 2-door, 6-foot bed, like the old Ranger,
yeah,
2-door longer bed.
yeah. Now I will tell you this: what we're not seeing, we talk about retail ordering. There is fleet ordering.
Yes.
So when you actually look at fleet ordering, 50% of the fleet Mavericks made are XLs. So it's not that Ford's not only making 23% XLs. They're actually making a lot more XLs than you think, but most of them are going to the fleet businesses. So that's what you're seeing. So if that's something to keep in mind. And then their Lariat number is way down. So most of Lariats are going retail. But.
Yeah, which makes sense because XL's the cheapest vehicle. If you're looking to purchase vehicles for a business, go XL because you don't need all the bells and whistles for your employees to be driving a vehicle around. Now we have seen some businesses that may not be wanting to order fleet or may not want to do that, so they order retail XL. Or we've actually seen some businesses move up to an XLT to buy off the lot because you can find an XLT a lot more easily than an XL. So we actually had a company down here not too long ago that, just last week, that they've purchased 3 Mavericks from us for their business to add toppers to and such. And they've purchased XLT because they're easy to get.
Yeah.
It's L.
Okay. I thought it was somebody else. All right. Okay. So anyway, that's I don't know what else do people have.
Sheriff vehicles.
Huh?
Someone said that they saw Mavericks as sheriff vehicles. Need seats where dog hair doesn't stick to it.
They do have seat covers for that.
Yes. Unfortunately, if it's leather, if it's hot out or they're wet, it's gonna stick. Or if it's fabric, it's gonna stick. Unfortunately. Sorry, ActiveX. I keep saying leather. When I say leather, I'm thinking ActiveX. I always forget the name for ActiveX.
So here's here XL, Mr. Lee, a base 24 XL. I love it. Has cruise, intermittent wipers, Ford Pass. You got power windows, power locks. You even have privacy glass in the back windows, and they're not just regular glass. Again, if you go Copilot 360, you got Bliss and cross traffic alert. You have the lane keeping. You have power mirrors.
Add setting to turn off the double honk. I like the double honk. That tells you when you leave a key in it.
You shut the door.
So if you have the key in it,
that's a safety precaution.
That is, because if you leave the key in it and you don't know that the key's in it, it double honks and unlocks the door so your key doesn't stay in it. Now, if you have the key pad, you get out, don't lock the door on the inside. You get out and lock it with the keypad. It will not double honk at you. And it will not unlock the vehicle because at that point, you're using a programmed exterior device to lock and unlock the vehicle. So your vehicle is recognizing that you mean to leave that key in that vehicle.
Yeah.
Double honk, turn off with
That's if they had keypads, Sarah. Keypad!
Or
sorry.
Ford Pass.
Yes.
The Ford Pass app will let you lock and unlock without the double honk.
We did that. We went to that auction the other night. And she's like, "Did you lock up the Bronco?" And I was like, "I think we did." Well, here, I just pulled the app out and I locked it. I'm like, "Well, it's locked now." It's very convenient.
Yeah. But for me, I put my key fob in my bag, so it's very natural for me to get out, have my bag with me, get out, and push the lock button on the inside as I'm getting out, so I don't have to get my key out.
Yeah. People are asking for extended cab version. I don't know because Ranger went to just a Super Crew in 24, but it sounds like they may be bringing a Super Cab Ranger. So will we see a Super Cab version?
I think it will also double honk if you leave the vehicle on. Mine double honks if I get out with the key and I leave the vehicle on. which is very easy to do with a hybrid.
Yeah.
If I'm not paying attention to my screens, I just get out. I've done that multiple times in the past 2 weeks. Here I've actually tagged a couple. People want telescoping mirrors or extending mirrors for towing. Also, heated mirrors, that comes there yet, right?
Heated mirrors is on Lux package, right?
Yes.
So by the way, we don't have 240 Mavericks. You're seeing is our total new cars when you first go on the website. If you click on new, that's all of our vehicles. If you go over and filter to just Mavericks, then you'll see.
Yeah, so
it's actually 64
okay,
Mavericks.
Maverick is the first vehicle to pop up because our website.
It's the cheapest is on the top.
Yes, it orders cheapest to most expensive. So of course, our cheapest vehicles are the Maverick. So you're gonna see those first, and it does look like we have so many Mavericks. You don't see anything else on that first page, so it does look like we have 240 Mavericks.
Yeah.
We don't. We have 64 Mavericks currently in inventory.
And we're down to only a few Broncos too. We just found out that we just had to not make any money on the Broncos.
Colorful.
We're not making any money. Colorful. Yes, people want the green.
They want green.
They want eruption green really bad. Should I change my Mach-E to green? Mach-E with the rally with the white. Yeah, I like it. I like the green with the bronze looks good, but anyway, I don't know. People want the Alto blue back. Vapor blue. I like vapor blue.
I will say vapor blue is cool. I will say that we have more Mavericks than F-150 at this time.
Yeah.
But that should change quickly with 24 F-150 rolling in.
We have a bunch that are in transit, so we'll see. So people eruption green, people have mentioned rapid red, which was a color. It was unlimited. It was only available on the first edition and the first model year. So will they bring that back? People that have a first edition are probably hoping not.
Yeah.
Because if you have a rapid red in first edition, that color is only available for first editions. Yeah. So that will probably make those people a little mad.
Yeah. Now we see the cubby. Do we think that they're going to get rid of the cubby for a bigger screen?
Yeah, I think so. And I know that they had mentioned something about the Ranger screen.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to simplify things, but if they do want to simplify to 4 screens, and let's say the 12-inch screens that's in the F-150, Super Duty, and Expedition, the dual 12s is there as well. We see that in the Bronco, which surprises me that it's in the Bronco and not in the Ranger. Then you have the 15.5-inch screen in your Lightning, upper trim level Lightnings, and your Mach-E's. All right, going up and down. Then you have the 13.2-inch screens on your Mustangs, Escapes, Explorers now. So the question is, will it get like the 10-inch screen from the Ranger, because that's your 4th screen, or will it get the 13.2? That's what I'm questioning, what we're going to see.
Yeah, but
either way, I think we'd be happy. A lot of people
have questioned what the cubby was meant to be. Do we know? No, there's been no.
We need the brand manager on here to say, what was the thought process behind that?
What is up with the cubby?
What's that really for?
There's no rhyme or reason according
this
to
is where what was the engineer thinking? And then who are the people that okayed on that? Said, yeah, sure, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Sure, that looks really cool.
Yeah.
Why not just make this? I don't know. So that goes to show you that you have room to the right of that, because that's an 8-inch screen. So you have room to the right to be probably a 10-inch portrait style screen. The room's there.
You can take my cubby if I can have home link.
It's like I can. You lose the cubby, you gain a rest of an armrest on the door.
But people are saying don't lose the dials. They like the dials.
The dials.
They like the temperature dials.
They don't want it on the screen.
They don't want it on the screen. They want the dials so that they can more easily access that.
But what if you can tell the system what temperature you want?
Yeah.
Because Sync 4 and all that, a lot of those you can say
Yeah.
okay Ford or okay Sync or whatever, okay Ford
Yeah.
pass.
So
Set temperature to 30 degrees.
Yeah. So the Cubby Buddies would
Not
be
30.
to the first generation of Maverick. Is it Maverick Gen 1?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Cubby Buddies would, if they get rid of the Cubby Buddies would be for those that only have Gen 1.
I don't have anything in mind. You had something in yours.
I had Stitch in mine.
Well, I got a Sasquatch in my Bronco now. 2 of them. I was going to bring those on a live stream and show people. Is she on here yet? She's usually on about now. She's not feeling good right now. She went to the doctor.
Is it a migraine day?
No, I think she might have what Jolie's got.
Oh.
Anyway, but yeah, she's not feeling too hot. But no, she got some little stuffed Sasquatches. I said they look like monkeys, and she goes, "Nope, they're Sasquatches." So we have 2 stuffed Sasquatches in our Bronco right now.
Yeah.
That are just down in the little area. I don't know where she wants them.
Don't know what those are for.
I want to like.
I want to
fasten it to the grab handle.
Someone said that they put their garage door opener in the cubby. Now I have seen 3D printed cubbies trays that go in there.
Okay, so there you go. Garage door openers, universal garage door openers.
Yes. Yes.
This is Ford. This is just a wish list here. Okay, we're not saying you got to give us all of it, but
no, and it's not that the vehicle's bad or anything. It's just these are some thoughts of what we have seen from other owners, what we're seeing in our chat, what we have experienced personally as Maverick owners ourselves.
Yes. So nobody's really talked too much. At least I haven't seen it. What about trim levels? Are we okay with XL, XLT Lariat? Do we want to see another trim level? Who here wants to see an ST? Who wants to see a sport truck?
I have been seeing people wanting an ST.
Because, Ford Authority's been throwing that out. You know that there's one coming. We think that Roush was working on one.
Do we have a
They
poll?
wouldn't confirm it, but the look on their face.
Do we have a poll on spinny shifter versus a stick shifter?
Yeah, there are people that ask saying they want a regular shifter. I'm indifferent on that. The benefit of the dial is that when you open the door, it actually puts it in park.
Except the F-150 does that with the stick.
With the shifter, but not that shifter.
Yes, it does.
Has the column shifter. Does it do it with that one too?
Yes.
Okay.
Because when I am trying to line up,
but that one also folds down the console too.
Yes, because when I am trying to line up my F-150s in the building and I open that door, it lurches me into park.
Maverick Raptor. Okay, here's why I don't think they're going to make a Maverick Raptor. It's because the trimmer didn't really go off that well.
No,
I like it, but to be honest, Maverick is hybrid people.
Right.
They can make this a strictly hybrid vehicle. And
the other part of it is Ford's intention of this being a DIY vehicle has hit spot on. This is a DIY. You figure it out. You find the parts. You customize it how you want it. You lift it. You do whatever you want. We aren't going to mess with it too much. You guys get to choose what you want. And I think that was kind of proven by the trimmer. I mean, you can take an EcoBoost and you can lift it, right? So there are some people out there that won't get the package. They'll just go ahead and purchase the vehicle, and as time goes, kind of like you do with your Bronco, add things onto it to I mean, we've seen VTEC. He's been gradually adding things to lower and slam his vehicle, gradually adding things to his vehicle to make it his own. So yeah, they're marketing with the DIY bed. This is a DIY do-it-yourself.
I think
that hits spot on.
I think if they make a sport truck, it's the demand is going to be like less than 5%, like a couple.
Some people say they went XL so that they had more money to add like a bed cover and accessories and things onto their vehicle. Yeah. Make the seats a little wider for the big guys.
Yep. I would like to see, XLT be more of that, being able to go and get and add that. I think adaptive cruise, I think, is a big one. And here's the deal. You can go to Honda, Toyota, all those. There's a lot of those vehicles, even on their very cheapest vehicles, there's still adaptive cruise as standard equipment on these. Lane centering, that kind of thing. You don't have to go overboard. You don't need to make the evasive steering assist and all that other stuff, which you do have that on that, but on the Lariat trim one. But I do think that needs to be, that'd be a big thing, because I think you'd see a lot of people go XLT. I think there's a lot of people that are in Lariat right now because of the adaptive cruise control and some of those things, that if you made that available in XLT, then it would save them a lot of money.
Yeah.
If you want to, and they probably couldn't keep up on the XLT orders if they did that, maybe. But, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe try to throw in some features, maybe take some features out of XLT and just make it only Lariat available. But, some of those adaptive cruise and some of those making available heated seats, I think, are good on those. I don't know. I guess I don't know what you take out, but
self-driving Mavericks.
They need to bring the nav, make nav part of it, make that adaptive cruise control, make just like in the Bronco Sport. You got nav, you got the adaptive cruise, lane centering, evasive steering assist, the rear sensors as part of that package. Make it available, optional on Lariat and XLT, so you don't have to get it on Lariat and price up. Now, I guarantee you there were some people this year that had a 23 that was a base Lariat. They did not have the luxury package. And then in 24, they had to have it. And that's why they didn't take their order when they came in. We had a lot of Lariats come in that customers didn't take when those first were hitting. And it was, I think a lot of it was because when they ordered their 23, it wasn't $5,000 more because they were Lariat. They did not have the other packages, Lux and everything. And also, you shouldn't need to get Lux to get the adaptive cruise control and everything. Don't make that required, because that has nothing to do with my heated seats and everything else. So maybe the heated mirrors and all that shouldn't have anything to do with that. But if you can do it for Bronco Sport, you can do it for Maverick. But let's see. What else? Anything else? Cruise control subscriptions?
Blue Cruise.
Blue Cruise. Yeah.
So I feel
maybe make Blue Cruise a Lariat trim then.
Yeah.
Feature. There you go.
Yeah.
Go Lariat for that.
Yep. And add, all the features that are in the Lariat currently, like the lane centering or adaptive cruise and such like that.
Yeah.
Put it on everything else, and then you get Blue Cruise in the Lariat.
And you don't, look at Explorer.
There's your upcharge.
Again, let's look at Explorer ST line that gets the adaptive, it has their Assist 2.0, gets you 360. Oh, we didn't talk about that. 360 camera, I think, is coming.
Ooh.
I think 360 camera's coming. Let's make that part of the package, or make a 2.0 package for that. Lariat, make that a Lariat package or something. But I think that's coming, because we've seen spy photos with the little cameras
heads-up
on
display
mirrors.
for Lariat.
I don't know that. You don't see that on Ranger. I don't know. But again, we're wish listing us here, Ford. We're not. Yeah. So we're having fun here. Okay. This is all about making product better. And this is what
we could have the ultimate vehicle with all the options and
of
all
course,
the features.
We want it for $25,000. We want all those features, Blue Cruise, everything else for $25,000. Just kidding.
No,
I still think 30,000. I mean, if you had the intelligent access, if you had your XLT intelligent access hybrid, and you had Copilot 360, maybe not the adaptive cruise, under 30, just basically like it is now. Just throw in the adaptive cruise and maybe intelligent access to the current XLT under 30, and then you add the adaptive cruise as a $600, $700 package. You're still 31, and you get adaptive cruise without Lux. Right.
Yeah.
And then the luxury package can be another $2,000, no bed liner. And so you're maybe 33 for a Lariat. And that's still, when you're thinking about price of vehicles, I mean, it's still like, some people are like, oh, they've priced it up too high now. I'm like, well, try to find a hybrid truck for less than, I mean, you're
just the hybrid
truck,
or just the small truck.
I mean, but still look at it's still Ford's cheapest vehicle.
Yep. Ford's cheapest vehicle, hybrid, great fuel economy. It's great.
I mean, we have some XLT hybrid quits that are under $30,000. You cannot get an Escape under $30,000.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But they do come with, I think they do come standard up with lane keeping and plus though. So again, we need to include that for 30. We'll see. So Explorer came out. Ford, here's something else you need to listen to. Ford came, the Explorer came out, 25 model year, refreshed it. They included the adaptive cruise control and everything else for the Active, $1,000 less than last year. So if you could make that same thing happen for the Maverick, that would be awesome. So go XLT, right? XLT hybrid, add the adaptive cruise control, standard equipment with the bliss and everything, and keep it at the same price at 30 right now. Then I think that would be a big win.
Yeah.
For everybody.
Someone said 50K Maverick Platinum, give the people what they want. So you could do like a 50K Platinum where you can choose any, like give it all the options.
I won't. Okay, so I have a trimmer that's Lariat. It has all the packages on it because I wanted the adaptive cruise on it. And that thing is great. I mean, it has all, there's days. So there are some days where in the Bronco, it's like, it's kind of cold outside. And actually I need to get my heated seat fixed on the Bronco, but I'm like, I think I want to drive the Maverick. It's got heated seats and it has all the stuff. And if I go out of town and I'm just driving out of town, I'm not going to an off-road thing, I take the Maverick.
Yeah.
You know?
Took it to the airport with 3 of us.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, it has the better fuel economy between your vehicles.
Yes. But Bronco at 15. But actually, to be honest, the Bronco actually gets a little bit better fuel economy than the Expedition. Which is kind of crazy.
My favorite part of Colorado Supercell is still that time when one of the other drivers said, "So this is my MPG. What's everyone else's at?" We're like, "You don't want to know."
We need to do this to other models, but I know the Maverick community is like more like into it and engaged to this. But Expedition's getting refreshed this year. Yeah. So is Bronco Sport. So do we need to do this for Bronco Sport? Actually, I think Bronco Sport, other than the refresh and everything, the screens maybe being refreshed. Really, Bronco Sport, I think, is a good vehicle.
Yeah. RiderCon had an idea. Give the XL trim the blue interior, XLT black interior, and boom, instant boost to XLT. Just that simple.
Yeah.
Change.
Well, and I don't think some people said it wasn't the interior, but it was more the cost. I think that's the other thing they look at and go, okay, so let's pull this up.
Because people are adding so many aftermarket products to their vehicles that it makes sense to go XLT and then just add all of your aftermarket to it.
We've done this before in the past, but for those that are joining us, here are the features you get going from XL to XLT. So let me hold on. Before I do that, let me look at the price list. So XLT is $26,315. XL is $23,815. So what's that? $2,500? Okay. So XLT is $2,500. So here's what you get for $2,500 going from XL to XLT. 17-inch painted aluminum wheels. You get an upgraded wheel, upgraded from the steel wheel, cubby storage in the bed, passenger side. So you get one, I think you already get one on the driver's side. So you'd also get one on the passenger side. Cargo tie downs, you add, it says plus 4 more. So you get 4 more tie downs. You upgraded from the grill, from a black grill to the gray bar grill. And your grill design changes as well. The fender badge, not a big deal. The mirrors, they go to a power mirror with the spotter, because on the XL, you don't get the little blind spot angled mirror in the corner. So you get power mirrors included. Power tailgate lock instead of a manual lock. The LED, it says wiper activated LED headlights, which sorry, but that should be standard on all of them anyway. I feel like that's a safety feature. And then it says rear seat cup holders and armrest in the rear. And then unique cloth bucket seats. I don't think they're that much better, to be honest. And then perimeter alarm. So for those of you who don't know what a perimeter alarm is when you lock it up, if somebody tries to break glass or whatever, it's going to honk the horns, flash the lights, and everything. So, and you don't have to do anything but just lock the vehicle. So that's what you get. So is that stuff $2,500? And I think that's where people are. It's the kicker for them is when you're looking and comparing an XL to XLT for $2,500. I mean, what in there is? I mean, let's add that stuff up. I mean, power mirrors. Let's say even if the Copilot 360 was included, there's $600 for that. You get your power mirrors. It's not included this year, but let's say it was. And then the wheels. Yeah. I mean, a person's like looking at it going, I get a set of wheels for $1,000 or 15. I don't know. What is it? Niles can tell us. I don't know how much a good set of wheels are, but you could get a set of wheels for what, $5,000 to $1,000. Let's say it's $1,000 or $1,500. That's most of that package is the wheel upgrade, right? So people are going, well, I'll just do XL. I got the black interior, and I'll just order some wheels down the road. That'll work, right?
Yeah.
Because everything else, I don't know if it's that big of it's not enough to go to the XLT. I think that's the big kicker is there's just not enough features for $2,500. Anyway, so does XLT need more features to get more people to go to XLT for $2,500? So maybe, okay, let's try to decide as a group. This is getting carried away. We're just going on and on. We've gone on for like an hour now on this, but what features could we add to the XLT for the same price without an upgrade? Again, we're dreaming here. That will allow people to go. They'd go XLT. Would a intelligent access with push button start be enough?
Yeah.
Copilot 360, the Bliss.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
And if you want to incentivize Lux package, add the push button start when you move up to Lux.
You could do that. Now, sometimes what you'll see is to where it's not push button, it's not intelligent access, but it's push button start.
Yes.
So Edge did that for a while, where you still had to get a key or get the remote off to unlock it, but it wasn't to start it.
So mine does that. Well, no, Libos Fusion does that. You have to lock and unlock with the key, but then you push button start it.
Well, I had a vehicle I thought like that and that's why I like the keypad.
I always go up to his car and I go to put my hand in and unlock it, and it won't work.
Here's what I know. So I had an F-150 that had the keypad, but it did not have because I had our vehicle. One of the vehicles, Expedition, had push button start, intelligent access, but my truck was an XLT and I had the key start. So what I did is I left the key in the ignition and I locked it and I used the keypad to get in and out. And then I just went and turned the key.
He doesn't do that anymore.
Or I would leave the key in the console or somewhere.
He doesn't do that.
I would get in, grab it from the console, and then start it. I would do that too. Hey, we're in Salina, Kansas here, folks.
There have been car thefts like crazy right now.
Yeah. It's probably why I stopped, because it was happening and a block away from us too. Let's see. Anyway, so how about that? Those features, Ford? Yep. Let's introduce this to Ford. XLT. You want more people to go from XL to XLT. We need the intelligent access, push button start. We need keypad entry, and we need the Copilot 360 feature standard.
And
same price.
While they're still probably watching, I would like to be supported by Ford and have a vehicle.
For Bell Raleigh.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be that. Do that.
You could send us some merch.
Yeah. Just kidding. But like I will be on there, Instagram, threads. I'll be posting every day about my Maverick and how much I love it.
I think Harley has a great option too. Is that there should be a
code red in every cup holder.
The cup holder, just the driver's one. Oh gosh. Anyway, so there you go.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I don't know how much longer it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be it's going to be a summer launch for that.
Yeah,
we'll start getting information.
We haven't heard anything on when they're planning to launch, when they're planning to reveal anything.
A lot of times we see it happen in like Expedition. It launched in June of that year. So
I feel like
we'll see. They got a lot of them to launch, so I think they're going to stagger them.
Yeah, I feel like Explorer is really early, so I think they're going to be staggering throughout the year until summer hits.
Explorer's early. I mean, Well, and then will they do Bronco Sport because of the same factory thing? So will they do Bronco Sport and Maverick together?
Yeah.
And then I don't know because I thought they were now maybe Ragnarcon can help with this. Is the Bronco getting a mid cycle this year? I thought it was, but I might be wrong. Expedition is, so we'll see.
Like this, the Maverick brand manager will show the last hour of this live stream at his next Maverick development team meeting.
Because this is like, okay, you know how they show that like those commercials where they get the people in a room
Yeah.
with a product or whatever, and then they all talk amongst
Product
themselves.
testing.
That's what this is. You just sitting there, not commenting, and just take it all in, and then play it for everybody.
Yeah.
All right. So what else going on? I don't know. I mean, they like I said, they have a good product because like we're not even talking about messing with the Lariat, other than don't think that the Lux and the Copilot 360 assists, which I would like those two packages should be optional on Lariat, just like it was in 23. To be honest, have you ever said, hey, you know what year was your favorite year? So we've now had 3 years of the Maverick, which was my favorite year, and I think 23 model year was like perfect because they took that spray and bed the bed liners out of the luxury packages in 23.
Yeah,
that was a great year, right? And then the Lariat, it was still optional to get the Copilot 360 and the Copilot 360 Assist Plus package. They, so that was, and then they didn't they introduce that package in 23? I don't know. Anyway, maybe. I mean, I think 23 model year was like the best year. 24, I feel like you reverted back just a little bit. You introduced the, what was it? What was their pack? Is it Black Appearance Package new for 24? Here, this will tell us. A lot of times they'll have like what's new. Yeah, Copilot 360 is now. Yeah. Oh, though they deleted the trimmer graphics, but new colors. I would love to know the take rate on that terrain. So I don't think they really did a lot. No new packages or anything for 24 model year. So it was 23, I think I think 23 was a good year. It's kind of like wine. That was a good year. 23 was a good year for Maverick, in my opinion, because I felt like 23 was the year that, so we had, that was the year they added the trimmer off-road and, right. And then Black Appearance Package, was that introduced in 23? I don't know. I think so. Well, I know it wasn't in 22, so it must have been. Yep. The Advanced 4-wheel drive trimmer came out in 23. I think the Black Appearance Package too.
Tim's Think Tank.
Yeah, new packages, Black Appearance Package, the trimmer, and the Copilot 360 Assist package. So that was not, the Copilot 360 was new in 23 as well. So 23 was a really good year for the Maverick. And then they took out the spray and bed liners. That was like really good. So,
yeah.
Anyway, production's up. So, yeah. Oh, and then they want to say give the trimmer the 2.3 liter, or would that be that Raptor? I don't think we should have Raptor, but yeah. I mean, right now the production rate is 10% on the trimmer. I think maybe they can lower that. If they came out with a Raptor, it'd have to be a very, very low number because I don't think they can. I don't know. Maybe they did a Raptor. There's a lot of people that are looking at Ranger Raptor just because of they're looking at Ranger just because of that Ranger Raptor. So who's to tell? I don't need to go over to Ranger, but you put a 2.7 liter in FX4, or you may get a Tremor with a 2.7 on the Ranger. I could take that over a Raptor.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right. Do we have questions that we haven't answered? Did you have in there?
I'm going back through them.
Go back over to our Q&A. We still haven't done that. It's 9:38 now. We're going to start our Q&A here. Hopefully those people are probably gone right now. But, still got 181 people in here.
Yeah. I ordered it in July 17, 2023. Have a 24 Ford Maverick XL EcoBoost Cactus Gray with Ford Copilot 360 trailer hitch. Will I get scheduled before end of the model year?
Well, according to what I've been told, yes.
All right.
Especially your EcoBoost. EcoBoost is helping you a lot right there.
Yeah. So this goes along with that. If we order an XLT Maverick in January, it's already been scheduled. Is that a good sign despite the limited availability of modular bed liners?
Yeah.
So that would be,
yes.
You're already scheduled. You
yeah.
don't have to worry about constraints anymore.
Yeah, the constraints is for people that are trying to get scheduled.
So I saw a Windows sticker today for a 24 FX4 with a 4K tow package. I thought that was required. No, 4K is not required for FX4.
No, it was in 23 because actually I was
Yes.
just looking at that. It was in 23 and 24. Ooh, let me go back to 24.
While you're doing that, I ordered a Power Boost Lariat with the black appearance package. Does color matter when it comes to Ford scheduling it for production? No, color does not matter when it comes to production, except when they were trying to get rid of all the cyber orange last year at end of production.
So yeah, FX4 off-road no longer requires 4K tow package.
All right. When do Job 2 start up on the Maverick? Maverick does not have a Job 2. Job 2 is when they're adding options onto the model mid-year because they either did a refresh. For instance, F-150, it's a refresh year. Well, they needed the Pro Access tailgate, but they weren't ready at the beginning of the year. Now they're ready, so they started Job 2 to add that option into the builds.
Yes.
So Maverick doesn't have anything that they are adding in mid-year.
Well, we don't know. We haven't seen anything yet.
So far, they have not added anything into the Maverick, so we most likely won't have a Job 2.
You mean to take over for a little bit?
Sure.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm Nancy.
Yep. All right. Let's see here. Hide that one. Starred. All right. Going down. We have if the dealer has a vehicle that another dealer wants to sell to a customer, does the dealer who wants the vehicle need to buy that vehicle off of the other dealer at MSRP or swap vehicles? So called dealer trade. And so that can happen. So as long as the dealer doesn't have somebody on it, usually it's a kind of a nice thing. You work with other dealers because you never know when you're going to need a favor from them. And so basically you dealer trade it. So you basically are buying it at invoice. So if I get it, if there's actually we just dealer traded for a bunch of F-150s. We bought all those at invoice. So we usually swap. Sometimes you can swap for whole back, but typically you're swapping. Sometimes they might say, you can have that one, but I need one back because I still need the units. But sometimes they're like, hey, I got a bunch of these, and you can just have it. And so we just end up buying it at invoice. So now if they have somebody on the vehicle, though, like if they have, a lot of times what we'll do is if there's somebody that wants one of our vehicles, we'll look that vehicle up and make sure we don't have any working deals on it. Because we don't want to deal or trade away a vehicle that somebody else was in test driving and they were deciding whether or not they wanted it. So if we have a working deal on it, then we'll say, oh, we have somebody on that right now, and we won't allow them to dealer trade it out. So. All right. How does that work to get the vehicle in? Okay, I just talked about that. Mm-hmm. If you order an F-150, can you lock in the low APR offer? Yes. When you order the vehicle, you're locking in the incentives and the price. Well,
as long as it
doesn't should
move.
Be. Ford says you're locking it in. The dealer has to just follow through with that. Yes. And a lot of times, some dealers, they won't say there's price protection incentive lock, but there is. Ford does. When they go to do the smart Vincent, you can see that protect date is what it's called, or the sale date. And protect date is basically when you ordered. Like for me, I ordered the Mach-E GT Rally. There was really good lease rates and stuff on it when I ordered. So I'm going to get that on my Mach-E. As long as it comes in the same model year, you're locked into those special APRs and low APRs. So right now there's 1.9. If you order an F-150 right now, you can lock in that 1.9% rate on your ordered vehicle. That is true.
Yep.
Within the model year. If it carries over and doesn't get scheduled in this model year, then they will not carry over incentives. Yeah. And right now, for the most part, they won't carry over. They won't give any private offers either, because about everything should be within the model year. So
I learned a lesson. The energy boost that they put in the smoothies, It's too much for me.
Well, you drink a lot of liquids.
I'm trying not to cough. My throat's a little scratchy tonight. So I'm trying not to cough.
All right. Next. That one?
Yeah.
All right. My 24
F250 Super Duty was scheduled to week of 219. Shows on Ford Tracker in production 226, but doesn't show built yet. On 229, I received an email from Ford saying unexpected delays.
Okay. So now when your vehicle goes in production, that is actually just a kind of a status, though. This came up last night. People asked about this on Alternate Nation as well. So that is an in production. That not necessarily doesn't say this is how long it takes to build the vehicle. It only takes a day, but a lot of times it'll go in production like a week before it's actually being built, and then it's built, and then there's some quality checks and everything else, and then you'll see that. And sometimes you won't get the shipped or in transit email and stuff on the tracker until it's actually put on a rail a lot of times. And so it's probably sitting just waiting because there's a buildup there at the rail yard. So it's just waiting to get it's in line. It's waiting its turn to get on the train at this point. And so that's the unexpected delays it's saying. So
yeah. So back to the APR. Does the low APR offer also apply to Rangers?
I don't think Ranger has any incentives right now.
They do not. Well, I mean,
whatever it was when you ordered, but I don't. If they don't have it, like Maverick doesn't have any low rates right now, so I don't think. They do.
Yeah, Maverick doesn't because it's still a hot vehicle that they don't need to push off of the lots.
No, but they're starting to show up at dealers.
They are.
Allie, so they sold one.
So someone said that they have started shipping a total of 58.
How do they know the number?
I don't know.
Somebody works at a factory. All right. What else we got?
Let's see. What Mach-E is going to be the hot model?
Which Mach-E?
Yeah. Which Mach-E trim is going to be hot?
I still believe, even though I have a special one on order, a GT Rally, I still think that that standard trim has got a lot. I mean, your brother's got a standard. I mean, I think that's got a lot of equipment. I mean, you go standard, if you want to go all-wheel drive or not, it doesn't matter. But you go extended range standard, that is a pretty good vehicle because it's pretty well equipped standard equipment because it gets, I don't know if it gets heated seats, but
yeah,
you get ActiveX and everything. I mean, there's a lot of features included. Blue Cruise hardware is included.
Yeah.
Adaptive Cruise otherwise. So yeah, I don't know. I think that's the best buy, but
yeah. I'm hearing the Super Duties are not currently shipping due to a problem with the module. Can you confirm?
I cannot. I have not been told.
I had not heard about that. When the update says the heavy duty alternator is constrained for Super Duty, is that the 190 amp that comes with the gooseneck option or the 250 amp standalone option?
All I can do is read what it says here. So it was talking about the 6.8 liter orders. So it said, it says required orders, F250 and F350 XL with a 6.8 liter without the standard heavy duty alternator. So whatever's standard on that particular version. So sometimes the 250, the standard will be the 190. And on the F350s, it could be the 250. So depend, whatever standard. It says end the gooseneck prep kit. So they need orders without those two. They're looking for 6.8 liter. So what they're saying is F250 XLs with the 6.8 liter, they need those without the standard heavy duty alternator and without the fifth wheel together. So I don't know if that means they're okay with this, just a standard alternator without the fifth wheel. It doesn't really clarify that in the notes. So,
all right.
Not sure that really helped.
Yeah. So I ordered my 24 F-150 regular cab short bed on 1/27/24. Are we saying job 2 starts production 4/29?
No. Okay. So when I say that they're scheduling for, I ordered F-250 regular cab short bed. Job 2 starts production. Okay. So they're going to start scheduling for job 2 production, and they're scheduling for these dates within that. So even this week. Okay. So let's talk about F-150. Just let's talk about for this week. They are scheduling for the week for F-150 for the week of April 1st to April 8th this week. And this is job 2 scheduling. So every order that's unscheduled in the order bank at this present time are going to be a job 2 production. So they are scheduling this week a job 2 production for the week of April 1st or the week of April 8th. That is what they're scheduling for the F-150.
All right.
So job 2 is basically production is starting in April. That was their goal. The last 2 weeks they've been delaying that because of that. The Pro Access tailgate wasn't ready. That's why they were pushing job 2 off. Well, now they added that removal, allowed them to be able to schedule this week. So that way they can go ahead and do that and still get some of those scheduled.
So they were saying that, truck month has APRs, special APRs for trucks.
F-150s.
F-150, because Ranger hasn't even shipped out.
You did that on purpose, didn't you? Because you knew what I had to think. Yeah. Watch a commercial. Watch a truck month commercial. What do you see? You see a Maverick, you see a 24 Ranger, and a 24 F-150, and a 24 Super Duty.
And guess what hasn't shipped
and
out?
What hasn't? And you know what? For a long time though, because truck month actually started in mid-February. When the truck month started, they hadn't shipped out one 24 mile year F-150, and I'm like, and 2 of the 4 of those aren't even available. A 24 F-150 and a 24 Ranger aren't even available.
Yeah.
I think like we're seeing some Rangers ship out so that they can
try and be part of truck month.
Right. That's why it's a very small amount. So they could say, oh, it's truck month. Yes, Rangers are being delivered during truck month.
Yeah.
Just so they can say it.
Yeah, but special APRs are usually for vehicles that they are trying to get off the lot to make room for new model years and such. Or like we see special APRs on F-150, Expedition, Escape, models that have been around for a while and aren't as high of a rarity
or something that they want sales in. Like they want to win that title for top truck.
So you'll also see
they'll do that
special APRs in certain regions where I think right now that there's a special out in certain regions. Like we don't have that special, but other regions do, and it's probably because their sales in that model are lower than in other areas. So like here we're big on trucks, so we're probably going to see less specialties on Super Duty, Ranger, F-150 than some of the other regions that are not selling as many trucks.
Yeah. There's also, along with truck month on F-150, is no payment for 90 days, as well as the warranty.
Yes.
The free warranty that comes with it, powertrain warranty that comes with it. Yeah. And they do that. So this is truck month number 1, by the way, in case you're wondering. They always say, and it wasn't just a month; it was actually 6 weeks. And they will have a truck month number 2 in the fall. So
when we usually used to do trucks in the field, we'd put all of our trucks in the field.
We almost had to do that with Mavericks, but just the all-wheel drive EcoBoost.
That'd be fun though. Put all the Mavericks out in the field. Anyways, on to that. So what is the current available rate on Maverick? They are at standard rate right now. They don't need special rates on it. They don't have any incentives on Maverick. And there haven't been any special APRs or rates or any incentives on Maverick since 22.
Yeah, and the only reason they did it in 22 is because they didn't think people would actually just order it sight unseen. So they threw out some low rate, and then all of a sudden everybody jumped on, and they're like, "Oh no, whoa, wait!"
Because when I ordered mine, it was like within the first month that they had opened ordering, and so I jumped in, I ordered mine, and I got the 3.6 for $60.
Yeah, because so the special rate wasn't out, I don't think, or did you get this?
I got the special rate. I got 3.6 for $60.
So here's the dilemma: is when the people that first ordered didn't get it on their order, And so then they came out with the rate, and then they disappeared before their vehicle came in. They missed out because it wasn't available when they ordered and wasn't available when it came in.
See, and maybe mine was available when but no, I think it was available when I ordered because we had to do a rate lock on mine.
Yeah. Well, you don't actually have to do anything.
Right. But yeah, so I got it because I ordered within that first month, and then I think they got an influx, so they kind of took it out for a minute.
Yeah.
I ordered a Ranger FX4 looking at updates and been in production tab for over a month. Stopped at my local dealer and he showed me built, sitting in a parking lot. When are they shipping? So we've started to see them ship. Might take a minute to see them get pushed out, especially if they've been building up for a minute, which they have been. So it might take a minute for them to actually fully ship out. So it varies, and we have pretty much no idea when it will get
Originally, they
shipped.
said they wanted media to drive them, which happens in like 10 days before they wanted to ship them out. But I think the reason they shipped them out is they wanted to be able to say that some were delivered this month. So
it's the truck-free truck month.
Yeah. Well, the 23s are available, and it's actually the 23s that have the low rate, not the 24s.
Mm-hmm.
But we received what? Did we get? Are we sure we got all 8 XLs? I think we got 4. We got an STX that showed up 24, and we have 4 XLs. So they're going to be turned into lightning bolts.
Yeah.
So,
Fran, if you're seeing a YouTube video for a 24 Ford Taurus, that's most likely someone saying, "Hey, we would like to see a Ford Taurus," or "We think that this is going to come out," or that they're going to launch this.
Oh, somebody had posted there. There's a YouTuber out there that Scotty Kilmer. I really. He's very animated. Anyway, he's got a ton of followers. But he had mentioned something about that don't buy Mavericks and this and that, and that they're, junk and or whatever. He's got something out there, and somebody had mentioned that, and I'm like, it's made in the factory that made the Fusion. It's the highest quality factory that Ford has. It's a great vehicle. There's no problems with them. He also did one just like a couple days ago on saying something about a $20,000 F-150. And I'm like, it's just clickbait.
Yes. So what you're probably seeing is clickbait. It's not true. We haven't heard any rumors or any speculation about it, except for the people that are just looking to get people to click on their videos.
And there actually is a channel out there, like, I can't remember, something Triumph or something out there that it's like AI generated video, basically.
Yeah.
And they put a script in there, make a popular video that's on this particular topic, and then they'll just get a bunch of B-roll that they'll just throw over and over and over. That's just B-roll. It's just video footage, right? They're running footage over voice, and just to get a bunch of people to view over and find it and watch it. And it's like, oh man.
Yeah.
So
Vols is actually right. I got 0 for 36. That's where I got the 3.6. I got 36 months, so I had 0 for 36.
Yeah, like 3.9 for 72 or something.
Was it?
0 for 36, and then I think it was like 1.9 for 48, 3.9 for 6, or I don't know. Anyway, they're probably 0.9 for 48, and then it's probably 1.9 for 60, and then 3.9 for 72.
That sounds familiar.
It's usually how they do it.
But
okay, they said 2.9 for 60, so maybe it was 1.9 for 70 for 48 then. And it's probably 0.9 actually for 0.9, 1.9, 2.9, 3.9 probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, there you go. All right. Any other questions? We don't have any others highlighted, so if I missed your question.
48. Yeah. If we missed your question, it's been a very chatty night full of chat. What's our chat count at this point?
Yep.
Well, if you have more questions.
I still got 179. So, yep. Any other questions? Put it in there. All right. Let's see the other questions. We'll give it a second, but all right.
3 informative hours. Yep.
Oh, wow. That's 10. All right. We got 2 minutes to call this it. Got to stay under 3 hours, right?
And Brandon, he actually did kind of touch on that earlier when he wasn't supposed to. I get up for less than 5 minutes, and all of a sudden you start talking about things you weren't going to talk about.
What was it?
Our allocation number.
We're working on it. So the way allocations, so dealers are given a number, a formula. I have that somewhere here. Can't show it. Here, I can't show it. But so
see it anyways.
So allocations are supposed to work is that basically dealers earn allocations based on their sales volume. And the way it worked on way it's most models, I forgot Maverick isn't this way at the beginning. I forgot about that. We wanted it to be, but it wasn't. It's basically based on how many vehicles you sell. And so what they'll do is they'll show you, here's what your 12-month sales history is. And it'll show you from, January of 24 going all the way back to February of 23 and show you what that is. Tell you what your 3-month average, 6-month and 12-month average is. So then they'll tell you that average and they'll figure that up and then tell you how many, based on your sales, how many allocations you probably need. And then they subtract what's in stock, what's in transit, and what's in the system. And the system means that it's been scheduled for production. And so then they tell you what your net is, and that's how many allocations you should get so that you have enough to sell what you need the next 6 months. Typically, that's how they do it. So they show you based on your average, your 12-month average, like here, here's Expedition. 12-month average for us is 4 units of Expeditions. So if you look down there, Expeditions, it actually gives us 3 instead of 4 down here. And it says we need 18 units. Well, according to this, we have 7 in stock. We have 11 in the system. That's 18. So that's why we got 0 Expeditions. Now, look at Maverick. Oh, boy. Our 12-month average it says 34 a month. But our 3-month average, which is the last 3 months, is 53 units. But anyway, so it's saying that our average is 49 Mavericks a month for 6 months. So according to this, for the next 6 months, we need 294 Mavericks for what they think will average. It's just 49 Mavericks a month. 294. Okay. So that's how many we need. Now let's subtract how many we have in stock. According to this, we have 82 Mavericks in stock, 19 in transit, and 51 in the system, which is 152. Subtract 152 from 294 means we need 142 Mavericks, and we got 0. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, he had started to talk about it earlier. Did
we put in for supplements, so they'll give us what's available. They'll give us what our offering is, which for us is 0, and then we put in a supplement of 300. We said we need 300, and so if the region has extras, then they'll give it to us. So basically, what happens is on these models, especially Maverick, the regions earn them. And by the way, the KC region was the top region in Maverick sales last month.
Yep,
we had 5 dealers in the top 10 in Maverick sales last month. And so we'll earn allocations for the entire region, and it's up to the region to decide how they want to divvy that up between everybody. And so I don't know what their decision was on that and why they decided to give us 0, but I do know this. I mean, I'll put this out there is that at the beginning of the 24 model year, they said this is a breakdown of how you're going to earn your allocations for 24 model year for the Maverick. It's not 100% on Maverick sales. Okay.
Yep.
So it was going to be like 30% Maverick. I think it was like 30% Bronco Sport. Escape was thrown in there, and Ranger was thrown in. There's 4 models that came up with what you should get. And according to Ford, we were supposed to get 325 allocations is the estimate. Again, it should be earned monthly, just like they're doing a formula there. They said 325, and we've had 325 scheduled. So according to what they said their estimate was, we've actually received all the allocations we should get for the year. Because they gave us a bunch because we had so many carryover orders for January and February, because they wanted all carrier orders already scheduled for build dates in January and February. So that's why we got a big number in December and November. was to fulfill those ones that had carried over, because we had 325 that carried over, and that's how many allocations they gave us, or what their estimate was. So according to Ford, they feel like we've gotten what we should get for the year. So we will not sell any more than 325 Mavericks in 24 model year.
Yep.
According to them.
I will say, so we have another one here. Did Ford update their email system? I received on 3/2/24 on my Maverick with 45 days. View online is a new feature. They may have updated. They don't really touch on that.
They were supposed to like email you every 45 days until yours got scheduled. So I don't know. They haven't been really consistent with that, I don't think, but I don't know, because so many people have been scheduled now. Mm-hmm. Maverick meetup. So we're maybe thinking of shifting, instead of doing just a strictly Maverick meetup, of doing it we actually, around the beginning of August, that first Saturday, the first Saturday of every month, we do a cars and coffee here at our lot. So we're thinking of incorporating a Maverick meetup within our cars and coffee, and then instead for the weekend do more of a big
YouTube.
meetup.
Like a YouTube community meetup.
Yeah, a big meetup. So we can incorporate the Maverick meetup within the cars and coffee, but then have a weekend. We don't even know what we're going to call it yet. But for people that want to come up and see Law McArthur, see us, see Sarah and I, spend a couple of days with us, because what we're thinking, instead of just having a couple hours on a Saturday, we want to do like a Friday Saturday thing. Where on Friday, hey, let's go out for a drive like Bronco does, and Bronco Supercell does. They do destination drives. We're thinking of doing something like that, but make it for all models.
Yep.
So if you're in a Bronco, or you're in a Super Duty, or you're in something else, whether it be a Maverick or a Bronco Sport,
I was thinking I would drive my Lightning, my 01 Lightning. Bring that out.
Yeah. So we're thinking of doing like a Friday, destination drive in the afternoon or something, or maybe early or late morning, and doing something like that, and then Saturday do the cars and coffee with a Maverick meetup section for all the Mavericks to go for Maverick meetup.
Yeah, but and then have like some other area for all of our Broncos,
and then the people that come and that have Broncos and all that wanted to come for the meetup for us to see us, then
can
we
also
still do
show
that.
off.
Yeah, so they can come up and show off the Broncos and everything, and then it's not just be 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like a Maverick show off, but we're also going to show other vehicles.
You guys got a good title for that, but anyway, but yeah, so we thought, dope. Weren't you going to do a Florida Maverick Bronco? We are still working with Johnny to find out when he could go and do that.
So
the weekend we were going to do it was Easter weekend. Well, we didn't realize it was Easter weekend. We were going to do it the March 20, whatever that was, March 29th or something. But now we might do it the weekend after.
We were going to do it March 31st, because that's when Ori gets to Florida. Aurora. So then I was like, oh, well, we were thinking maybe the 5th or 6th. Well, that's the eclipse weekend, and people are traveling out of Florida to go see the eclipse in full. So we were talking maybe the 23rd, which is the week before, if Palm Sunday is not a big deal.
I can't do that Sunday either. Our church does cantata, and then they do Easter, and I do both of those, because I'm like the video guy for our church. Yeah. So we have other people that do it, but when it's the important weekends, it's
I know
always
Ridgeview's planning to be back in Maine for the eclipse on the 8th.
Oh, it's going to go right through Maine, isn't it?
Yes.
Wow.
So he plans to be back in Maine by the 8th of April.
Oh, wow.
So then that leaves the 16th.
And I'll be in Tennessee.
Of March. No, the 16th of March.
Oh. I was say, if you go into April, then yeah.
No. So.
Do you realize that's like in 10 days?
Yes, I do.
Well, last time we did something, it was when I was up there for Digital Dealer.
Yeah.
Which I don't even know when that is this year, but because that was in Tampa, and we just drove to Orlando. Well, we drove to Lakeland, but I don't know.
Yeah.
So.
Yep. Do power mirrors come on EcoBoost, Maverick, Ford with Copilot 360? I saw it on hybrid only.
I believe it's not have to do with the hybrid. The spare tire was a hybrid only thing, or included on the hybrids with certain packages. But Copilot 360 on an XL should get your power mirrors. It doesn't matter if it's hybrid or not. So I don't think it's specific to that.
Someone said, let's meet up in Maine. That'd be a shorter trip for Johnny.
But the people in Florida want us to. We have a lot of more people from Florida, but we do have a couple people in Maine.
Maine and the surrounding area.
Yep. So, all right, Copilot 360 includes power mirrors, manual folding, power glass. It does say just with hybrid engine. I've forgotten more than I've learned.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
says if we go to Maine, he'll be there.
Oh, wait. It says in full-size spare standard with 2.5 liter. Includes power mirrors and full-size spare with a standard 2. Okay, see, I see where that could be misconstrued. So the order guide says that the Copilot 360 on the XL includes power mirrors and the full-size spare, which is standard on 2.5 liter. So you get the full-size spare in the EcoBoost, but it's standard on the 2.5. So your power mirrors, whether it's EcoBoost or hybrid, what they're saying there is the full-size spare is already standard on the 2.5 liter. So you would also get a full-size spare on the EcoBoost. So there you go. So those that have an EcoBoost XL would get the power mirrors, and they would get a full-size spare if they go with the Copilot 360.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a Copilot 360 hybrid, you'll get the power mirrors. You already get the full-size spare standard equipment on a hybrid.
Yep.
All right. I think that we need to call it.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Longest live stream yet.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And some of you guys hopefully were new. And hopefully you guys enjoyed this live stream. And we got some stuff for Ford, hopefully. So we might need to cut that clip out, make it its own video, which we just might do. Right. And then
pretty long video.
Yep. But we'll see. But anyway, well, thank you guys very much for joining us for this. And so we can get that. And hopefully those that you didn't join live, you can watch recording. Still put those comments down below. And so we can have those and maybe we need to come up with a list for a separate video.
Yeah.
And give it to them, or I'll just email it over to them. Anyway. All right. Well, thank you guys very much. Hope you guys have a great week. Don't forget Maverick Monday video on Monday. If you got any suggestions for that, what you'd like to see covered, let us know. And then other than that, be looking for other videos going live this week. And we'll see you hopefully next Tuesday for a live stream. Come on back. Yep. Till then, don't forget, stay positive, be kind to one another.
And be kind to yourself.
We'll see you later.